Sọ̀wọ́ sọ̀wọ́. Àlìmọ̀ṣọ́ arọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ìfàkọ̀jàyè arọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Lagos Island sọ̀wọ́ arọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Sọ̀wọ́. Amsa. Ọba from your South country. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Oya no gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Ó ṣe kó dáadáa, ó ṣe ìlú dáadáa. Gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Ó ṣe kó dáadáa, ó ṣe ìlú dáadáa. Gómìnà dáadáa ni gómìnà wa. Tó jẹ́ wípé everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ lálùmọ̀ṣọ́. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Bélà. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Kòròdú. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Kòròdú. Sanwó-Olú everywhere you go. Babájídé everywhere you go. Sanwó-Olú everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Babájídé everywhere you go. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Kòròdú. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Kòròdú o. Àtúnrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ lórí adé lọ́wọ́. Sanwó Ìbẹ̀jùlẹ̀ kí àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àrárọ̀ bí ìfẹ́ lódùn. Àrọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Bàdágìrì. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Go, 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 go. Oh yeah, everywhere you go. Mr. Tokadu. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. 1, 2, 3, go. Sanwó everywhere you go. Sanwó-Olú everywhere you go. Gbogbo ìgbèríko pátá. Sanwó everywhere you go. Babájídé everywhere you go. Ọmọ Sanwó-Olú everywhere you go. Èkó làwà everywhere you go. Sanwó-Olú everywhere you go. Sanwó everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Màmí ọba Fẹ́mi Kájí àṣà. Everywhere you go. Yèyé ẹ kú oríire. Everywhere you go. Sanwó-Olú ẹni tó lọ́rùn ṣe tirẹ̀ yé. Ta ló lè kọjú dá sí? Ẹni tó lọ́rùn ṣe tirẹ̀ sanwó. Ta ló lè kọjú dá sí? Àkúnfàyọ̀, àkúnfàyọ̀.
Thank you very much.
Hallelujah.
Gentlemen of the press, please let's free the aisle. Let's clear the aisle. We don't want traffic on the aisle. Cameramen, please. Cameramen, please take your positions that have been allotted to you so that you don't block the view of the audience. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise for the national anthem? After the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own private tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve a sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed.
Thank you very much. We may be seated. Once again, cameramen, please take your positions. The television stations that are doing live transmission, please take your positions. The governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. The deputy governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. The Right Honorable Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda, ably represented here today by Honorable Olushola Desmond Elliott. Lagos State House of Assembly members here present, especially Honorable Rauf Olawale Age-Sulaimon, as well as Honorable Osafile Foluke Stella. Former members of the National Assembly, as well as the State House of Assembly, let me single out a former Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bola Badmus Olujobi, the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Bimbola Salu Ndeyin, members of the State Executive Council, especially Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Infrastructure, Engineer Olufemi Daramola, Chairmen of Statutory Commissions and their members here present, Body of Permanent Secretaries in the Lagos State Public Service, especially Permanent Secretary, Office of Infrastructure, Engineer Lateef Shomide, Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, ably represented by the Acting Commander, Nigerian Navy Way, Navy Town, Navy Captain O.J. Jonah, Chairmen of Local Government and Local Council Development Areas, especially the Chairman Oriade LCDA, Honorable Ramotala Akinola Azan, as well as the Chairman Amuwo Odofin Local Government, Honorable Braimo Valentine, and all other chairmen here present, leaders of our party, the All Progressives Congress, the chairman and ESCO, Governance Advisory Council members, especially a former chairman of APC in Lagos State, Alhaji Tunde Balogun, as well as distinguished Senator Musiliu Obanikoro, captains of industries, especially our contractors who have worked on the 4 different roads. Let me once again welcome the chairman, APC in Lagos State, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi. The representative of CCCECC, the general manager is Mr. Zhao Lian. You are welcome. We also welcome the human resource manager of Cranborg, Edmond Malouf, as well as representative of Alia Construction, Adel Nasreddin, as well as the managing director, Fountain Construction, Prince Jide Agbola. We also welcome all our royal fathers, in their very large number, I respectfully welcome you all, sir. We welcome all the religious and community leaders who have joined us here today, Community Development Committee Chairman for Oriade LCDA, Amuwodofin local government, and all the other affected local government and LCDAs. Iyaloja General, Chief Mrs. Folashade Tinumbu Ojo, ably represented, chairmen of various associations and unions, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I say good afternoon to every one of you all. My name is Kunle Adeshino. Once again, it's another promise made and another promise kept by that man I will specially refer to as an uncommon gift to Lagos State. Just yesterday, the very prestigious and authoritative newspaper, This Day newspaper and Arise Television, awarded the title of the Governor of the Year and Game Changer Award to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. What other testaments can we look for? If you can't believe what you are saying, you cannot disbelieve what you are saying. The whole of Ojo Corridor and Amuwo-Odofin has become a huge construction site, courtesy of Mr. Celebu and Mr. Impactful Project. I'm sure he deserves another round of applause. Mr. Governor, sir, with your kind permission, let me now respectfully yield the microphone to the man you have assigned the task of managing the portfolio of infrastructure in Lagos State. Please put your hands together as we welcome the very energetic engineer Olufemi Daramola.
Mr. Governor, permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this significant occasion, the formal commissioning of a quadruplet of projects. They are the reconstruction of Irede, Mumuni Adio, formerly Bubamarwa, Navy Town, and Old Ojo Road, Phase 1, all in Amuwo-Odofin local government area. This occasion is a testament of the commitment of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, to providing sustainable and resilient infrastructure, ultimately improving connectivity and quality of life for all Lagosians. The projects we are commissioning today are critical to the development and prosperity of Amuwo-Odofin local government area and Lagos State as a whole. Each of these roads serves as a vital transportation corridor that facilitates economic growth, enhances the movement of goods and services, and supports the social fabric of the local community. These roads improve connectivity and also support intermodal transportation, linking key transportation hubs, including the jetties and bonded terminals in the area. Together, these projects are part of the broader infrastructural vision that aligns with the Teams Plus agenda, especially in the areas of transportation and traffic management. Firstly, let us celebrate the reconstruction and dualization of Irede Road. Spanning 2.2 kilometers, this road connects the Lagos-Badagry Expressway at Trade Fair bus stop to the Irede Jetty, serving as a vital link for water transportation to several riverine communities, including Ibasa, Ibeshe, Ilashe, and Imore. Prior to reconstruction, it was a single carriageway road in a deplorable state, which hindered transportation and limited economic activities in the area. Today, we have a modern dual carriageway with a continuously reinforced concrete pavement finish, significantly improving durability and longevity. Next is the rehabilitation and upgrading of Mumuni Adio, formerly Bubamarwa Road, a crucial artery in the Ijegun-Egba area that provides vital access to several tank farms, the Ijegun-Egba jetty, and industrial establishments. With a length of 3.2 kilometers, this road had deteriorated over the years due to the heavy axle loads from articulated vehicles transporting petroleum products and containerized goods. This deterioration had posed substantial challenges to transportation and local businesses. However, after reconstruction, we now have a dual carriageway with a CRCP finish, replacing the previously inadequate single carriageway. Thirdly, the rehabilitation of Navy Town Road, a 700-meter road that provides access to Old Ojo Road, the Central Bank Training School, and several Nigerian Navy installations. Prior to its rehabilitation, the two-lane carriageway was in poor condition, obstructing the movement of goods, services, and citizens in the area. The installation of a 80 mm 45 MPa interlocking stone pavement finish has upgraded the driving surface. Finally, the common denominator, Old Ojo Road, which spans 7.6 kilometers from Irede to Mazamaza, serves as a key alternative route to the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. The reconstruction of Old Ojo Road was conceptualized to be executed in phases. At this juncture, we commissioned the first phase, spanning 4 kilometers in length from Irede Road to Oluti bus stop. This major strategic arterial road provides connectivity to Irede Road, Mumuni Adio, and Navy Town roads, improving the transportation efficiency across the area. Originally designed several decades ago as a single carriageway, the road had suffered severe deterioration due to prolonged use, rapid urbanization, and the increasing volume of vehicular traffic, leading to significant transportation challenges and economic inefficiencies. Today, we have a dual carriageway with a CRCP finish, ensuring smoother, more efficient travel. These infrastructural improvements, totaling 10.1 kilometers, have transformed the transportation landscape, boosting accessibility, safety, and economic activity in the area. The scope of work for all the roads include, but is not limited to, acquisition of rights-of-way, site clearance, earthworks and soil stabilization, relocation of utilities, provision of reinforced concrete drains, culverts, and median separators, provision of transverse and longitudinal service ducts, provision of reinforced rigid and semi-rigid pavements with road markings, installation of solar street lighting and traffic signal lights with sensors. The reconstruction of these key roads in Oriade LCDA, under the visionary leadership of Mr. Governor and Mr. Deputy Governor, brings sufficient socio-economic benefits and reduced travel time. On behalf of the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Office of Infrastructure, I wish to express my appreciation to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, for their continued drive to deliver on their promises to the people of Lagos, even in the face of inflation and economic challenges. Their support and dedication to improving Lagos State's infrastructure have been instrumental in the successful delivery of these projects. I extend heartfelt gratitude to my predecessor, Engineer Mrs. M.A. Adeoye, for her insight and dedication, which laid a strong foundation for these projects. I commend the project officers and the consulting team, Mrs. Advanced Engineering Consultants, for their expertise and commitment to excellence. I must also extend my appreciation to the contractors, Mrs. Fountain Construction Company Limited for works on Irede Road, Mrs. Aliyah Engineering Company Limited on Navy Town Road, Mrs. Cranbrook Construction Limited on Mumuni Adio, and Mrs. CCECC Nigeria Limited on Old Ojo Road, the Phase 1, for their professionalism. To the residents and community leaders, we sincerely appreciate your patience, cooperation, and support during the construction period, and we ask that you take ownership of these roads. As we officially commission these roads, let us remember that these infrastructure upgrades are strategic investments in connectivity, commerce, and the prosperity of our citizens. The successful completion of these roads highlights the collective effort to build a greater Lagos that works for all. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to this special location as we formally commission a quadruplet of projects. Thank you for your attention and God bless.
May I request that we once again appreciate the special advisor to Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, sir, the Deputy Governor, honorable members of the State House of Assembly here present, all other courtesies duly extended. Next is a project presentation documentary which chronicles the state of the roads before and after. Please, let's sit back and watch.
Lagos is rising, rising, rising. The greater Lagos is rising, rising.
Amuwo-Odofin local government area axis is one of the busiest and most strategic on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, given its connection to Inland Waterways Terminal with major linkages to commercial areas and its location as a near-border local government area, which has made it a hub for international trade. Located in the Badagry division, Amuwo-Odofin is a big settlement that comprises Oreade and Amuwo Local Council Development Area, Irede Road, Navy Town, Mumuni-Adio, and Old Ojo Phase 1 roads in Oreade LCDA of Amuwo-Odofin Local Government Area are very strategic to the realization of the transportation pillar of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration's Teams Plus agenda, providing a link to both the Lagos Blue Line Rail on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway and the water component of the multimodal transportation initiative with many jetties along the axis. Irede Road is a 2.20-kilometer road off the Lagos-Badagry Expressway at the Trade Fair bus stop and terminates at Irede Jetty, which is a major mode for water transportation to the riverine communities of Ibasa, Ibeshe, Ilashe, and Imore in Amuwo-Odofin local government area. Due to inadequate hydraulic structures arising from increased axle load traffic volume and waterlogged depressions, the road was in a deplorable state, having deteriorated over the years. Mumuni-Adio Road serves as the major arterial that provides access from and into tank farms and industries in Ijegun-Egba. A major petroleum products depot within the corridor was constructed as a semi-urban road about 40 years ago. Aside from being the link to this major economic hub, it also serves access to Ijegun-Egba Jetty to improve intermodal transportation in line with the Themes Plus agenda. Being close to the bodies of water and having low terrains, and because of the blocked drainages, the Navy Town Road, before the intervention, the existing two-lane carriageway was also in a deplorable condition. First constructed in the early 60s, the Old Ojo Road was a single carriageway with dilapidated pavement with an average width of 10 meters and ineffective drains. The pressure on the road and the low-lying nature of the area also contributed to the speedy decline as drivers and commuters face hardship while using the road as they have outlived their design life. This made vehicular traffic into and from adjoining communities impossible, with the movement of goods and services within the corridor becoming a nightmare.
The road is not motorable. We suffered a lot in this place. So many of our members have left. Some of them have sold their buses because of the bad road that we are facing. Many of them, they have sold their motors. Some carry their buses, go back to other places. Some carry their buses, go back to east.
Where we are now, the spot where we are granting this interview has been very, very difficult. Armed robbers used to attack people severally here because there are potholes. They will allow vehicles to get to this point. On getting to this point, they will either hide here or there. They will take over the vehicle or they will bring all the passengers out.
For me as a principal, I can't bring my car to the school because of the trailer and the very bad road. As a matter of fact, our students, we pass through under the trailer to enter the school gates.
Given the strategic economic importance of these roads, the administration of Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu and the Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Kadri Amzat approved the total rehabilitation and upgrade to a standard that will stand the test of time, considering the commercial/industrial activities with the attendant high volume of traffic and heavy axle loads from the several tank farms located within the axis. Irede, Navy Town, Mumuni-Adio and Old Ojo Phase 1 roads are upgraded into dual carriageways with continuous reinforced concrete pavement to cater to the high axle load from articulated vehicles plying the routes. Significantly, the administration gave the reconstruction of this road a great priority. The scope of the works carried out includes the clearing of the carriageway, relocation of essential services, construction of drainage, culverts and outfalls drains, longitudinal and transverse service docks, earthworks, crushed stone base, provision of New Jersey median barrier, provision of continuously reinforced concrete pavement, pavement marking, curb painting, traffic signalization with sensor at design locations, provision of solar-powered street lights and related accessories.
We are grateful to our governor, Amiable POS, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, who has been listening to us and who has answered our prayers. God has used the man mightily in this our environment. Look at this is just Maryland now.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Tó ń ṣe wá rántí wa lábẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun yìí tó ń bá wa ṣe torí ìgbà kan bàbá ń lọ lọ́nà yìí tó bá wá jásìkò òjò a máa ń ṣubú ṣeré ni a máa ń gbà pa gan. So adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba Sanwó-Olú. Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ gbé wọn lọ́wọ́ sókè. Ẹ̀mí tọ́lọ́run fi fún wọn tó jẹ́ kó tún rántí abúlé Ọ̀ṣun yìí.
The completion and formal commissioning of Irede, Navy Town, Mumuni-Adio and Old Ojo Phase 1 roads and shows consistency and reinforces the determination of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu-led administration to promote intermodal transportation in the state. The delivery, aside from accommodating the high volume of articulated truck traffic from industrial establishments as well as large residential estates in the community, has also put to an end the long years of suffering of the people of the area.
Governor Oniku is a governor. Look, I'm not just talking about my area. During the Christmas, I moved to so many suburbs from interior areas and I saw roads, quality roads, interlocked roads. And I was always telling me that we see infrastructural development, we see bridges being built. I got lost at Ikeja one day. I was coming from somewhere. I didn't know there was already a bridge there. Me, Mobiti Magba, and I said, when did they erect this place? No, the governor is later, and I want to appreciate him. We may have long life. This remaining time in his second term, he will make impact, and the legacies he is leaving with all this infrastructural development we see, we certainly outlive him, and we'll continue to remember him for a very long time to come when he has left government.
Governor Sanwo-Olu did well because we know him as a listening governor. Because this ferry, Old Ojo Road, Marwa Road, and Badagry Express paralyzed the business of this environment. And in fact, we don't believe it. Within last 2 years, the construction of this road started, and under the 27 to 28 months, the construction of this road completed. The governor always supervised because someone told me that they used to move around to check.
Covering a total of 10.1 kilometers, this very strategic road project will eliminate the traffic bottleneck and stress previously associated with commuting and inject considerable life into the socio-economic activities of thousands of people who live, do business, or use it to connect their various destinations. Such will improve the multi-directional flow of traffic in the area, bring relief in commuting, and reduce the man-hours lost in traffic considerably. The completion of the project has also boosted the value of the properties, improved security, and promoting socio-economic activities within the area. It is also very heartwarming to know that the delivery of this road project by the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, has yet again delivered another milestone in reaffirming inclusiveness, which ensures that no part of the state is left behind in the quest to extend development.
Lagos is rising, rising, rising.
Thank you very much. Let's give the administration another round of applause. ẹ ṣé o solo. Ẹ ṣeun solo. Ẹ ṣé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó di dandan kí wọ́n rí. Thank you very much. Mr. Governor, sir, the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Speaker, ably represented, members of the State House of Assembly, all other courtesies duly extended. Permit me to inform us that this program is being transmitted live on the terrestrial network of Channels Television. They are available on DSTV channel 420, as well as TVC. They are available on DSTV channel 418, as well as our own Lagos Television. They are available on DSTV channel 256. Likewise, all the Lagos State social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, X, that we normally call Twitter before, as well as YouTube. This program is being streamed live on all these platforms. So if you can't join us here physically, you can join us virtually. Thank you very much. Mr. Governor, sir, the Deputy Governor, sir, all other courtesies duly extended. With your kind permission, sir, we will take some goodwill messages. First on the lineup, let me respectfully invite to the microphone our father, a royal father and chairman of the Amu Ward of Chieftaincy Committee, the Onilado of Ilado and Inogbe, His Royal Majesty, Oba Mobadenle Oyekan, Kábíyèsí o.
Onílàdùn tán bá ní mo wá mo wí ọ́, tán bá ní mo wá. Ó yá kí lẹ́hùn fọba pé ọba o, ọba láṣẹ ọ. Onílàdùn kí lẹ́hùn fọba pèsè o, ọba o, ọba láṣẹ ọba. Ọba tó dádé owó.
Mr. Governor, Mr. Deputy Governor, all other protocols deemed to have been observed. I was not informed I was going to speak, but, well, I just want to thank Mr. Governor for this wonderful project you've given us. There's so many things in Amu Wadofin and Badagry that need your attention. I'm happy that this is one of the things that have left our list. And I want Mr. Governor not to forget that most of the urbans here are from the riverine area of Amu Wadofin. And there are many projects we still want to see you and hope you will still help us execute. One of the things that I want to also ask Mr. Governor is for the completion of our Lagos Badagry Road, because it is a hellhole in itself. I had the misfortune of having to go to Badagry recently, and the Agbara access is a terrible, terrible place. On top of that, the customs and some other agencies have taken over the entire road and turned it into a fortress. Though it's affecting the traffic coming from Badagry and going to Badagry on both sides. If Your Excellency can please look into that for us and have the customs, because they should be at the border, they shouldn't be in the middle of the town. So we ask Your Excellency for your help in that one. And we'd also like to ask that our train service can start as soon as possible. It will be, we've seen what you've done all over Lagos, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your administration, and we thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Kábíyèsí o. Thank you very much, sir. Solo. Thank you very much. Next on the lineup, with the kind permission of Mr. Governor, is the chairman, Oriade LCDA, Honorable Ramotala Akinola Hazan, for a goodwill message.
Ramota tele umore tele uma. Honorable Ramota tele.
Oriade Lawa.
Tele uma. Yeah. Ramota mi o Akilola mi asa. Yeah. Oriade Lawa.
Chairman,
Ramotala, Shoria de la Shoria de la Ramata Sawala de Go.
Eba Mateo fún chairman. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, àkókò bá wa ṣọ̀rẹ́ o.
Governor wa Kitigbe, Deputy Kitigbe, SSG Kitigbe, Kororo Ibore, the GIC in my local government, Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Kitigbe o, mo kí yín àná mi o, mi kí yín o. Your Excellency, sir, my daddy, my father, my uncle, the projects, the governor, Mr. Projects, Mr. Saying and Doing, promise made, promise fulfilled. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan. Celebu, governor, celebu, Baba Jidede, celebu, governor, celebu. Celebu, Salawo Oche. Ọ̀gá. Wọ́n lórí kankan ìṣe fún ẹ, Celebu. Wọ́n lórí kankan ìṣe fún ẹ, Celebu. I want to greet my darling brother, Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àtàtà, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, the outstanding Deputy Governor of Lagos State, ìlú Èkó. Mi fi gbogbo ẹ̀pẹ́ mi fi kí yín o, orí kúnlẹ̀ níwà o. Mo kí my darling sister, the new speaker, the ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ pàtàkì, the right honourable Princess Lasibat Mojisola Miranda.
Obìnrin rere láwa.
Àtọ́jú ọkọ wa, àṣekẹ́ ọmọ wa o, obìnrin rere. I want to congratulate her again for the new post, for the new shifting. Lágbára lọ, okay, lábàámá lọ o. Heavily represented by my brother, Honourable Olúṣọlá Desmond Elliot, Miki and Bifita Tawori Kiel. Moki House of Assembly mi, Dr. Olawale Agejo Sulaiman, representing Amuad of Constituency 2, Kabos Orile de Babeo. Moki Iyalubi, Honourable Olufalake, Amuad of Into. I greet you. ELP, I greet you once again. Moki SSG, sir. Ma. Moki Ayika BSC o. Adi akpele ribata akpele se o. Governor, mi lọ́rọ̀ púpọ̀ ní ma sọ o. Jùpẹ́ mi dúpẹ́ o. Kánálà wà wà pẹ̀lú yìí o. Nǹkan kò ní ṣe yìí o. Ẹ máa lọ rẹ, ẹ máa bọ̀ rẹ. Ọkọ ọba, àdá ọba kò ní kọ́ ilẹ̀ ṣe o. Ọjọ́ kejì líkù. Ọjọ́ kòṣọ́ lẹ́ṣẹ̀ o. Alájú kọ́lẹ̀ wáyìí ọdún kejì ẹjẹ́ àṣírà yìí kálẹ̀ lájú kọ̀rọ̀dọ̀ wáyìí kálẹ̀ rí o ẹ̀yẹ ẹṣẹ́ o phase 2 ọdún kejì àti tókù Adupago, Aworiade, we say thank you to you. God bless you. God will be with you. Ile atono yi oni daru. Ẹ máa lọre, ẹ máa bọ̀re. Ọkọ ọba, Adaba, kò ní ṣe yín láìsàn. Wọ́n ní ṣe báyìí lẹ́ṣọ̀ lórí yín o. Lílọ lókè ni o. Lókè. Lókè lẹ máa lọ. Lókè lẹ máa lọ. Gọ̀fúnà alálùbáríkà. Lókè lẹ máa lọ. Mọ́kìyọ. Lókè lẹ máa lọ.
Lókè lẹ máa lọ.
Gómìnà alálùbáríkà. Pátì bí kí yí àbí kí gbogbo lé o. Ẹ ṣe ẹ̀yẹ lọ́balọ́ba o. Kábíyèsí Oníbàṣà. Kábíyèsí wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ rọpọ̀tọ̀ yìí fún yí. Àtàgbọ̀n rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ yìí. Kárí ẹyẹ. Ẹ bá gbẹdẹ́lẹ́ fún ìyá kálẹ̀ bí tí ó. Kálẹ̀ jẹ pẹpẹ súpù fún yí o. Ẹ ṣe o.
Àwórì kí ti gbé o. Ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fún chairman wa o. Thank you very much, ma. Mr. Governor, sir, the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Speaker, ably represented, all other courtesies duly extended. Next on the lineup of goodwill message is that of Honorable Member representing Amu Ward of 2 constituency, Honorable Rauf Olawale Agesulaimon.
Olawale no da, Olawale no re. Agemi Sulaimon Olawale. Shamada gojo lola yemos.
Thank you very much. There is no time to waste. Mr. Governor, the Deputy Governor, our GSC leaders, and our other notable executive members of Lagos State government. Sincerely, I don't have much to say. After 1 word, I will thank the governor. After 2 words, I will still thank the governor. I am standing here to thank the governor. For what? I thank God that I live to see today, just like I thank God for each and every one of us here living to see today. Because if not for God, I believe somebody else would have been representing me here today. But apart from that, Ọlọ́run ti ní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ṣe, ẹ̀yin náà lẹ máa jẹ́. I remember on the 27th, February 27th, 2021, precisely at Eco Hotel. It was a day that I will ever live to remember and to cherish and to appreciate. Why? Because I was given the opportunity to present myself before the Legislative Executive Pali. In fact, I would have left, but that thing in me said, wait, Olawale, wait. Behold, Governor gave me all the opportunities necessary, all the support. At this particular day, I remember, even though Governor was giving each and every one of honorable members or whoever wants to talk 3 minutes, but I ended up spending 10 minutes. He gave me this, and he accorded me all the respect to my people. Why? What did we celebrate? I celebrated my birthday. And I told Mr. Governor, I said, Mr. Governor, I don't remember my birthday. Even though I can see a mightily decorated cake bearing my name, I was like, oh, what is this? Anyway, I appreciated it. But Governor was like saying, what is happening? What do you want? And behold, I prostrated before everybody. I told Governor. He said I should mention them. I mentioned the 3 major roads which we are here commissioning today. What else? What else do I owe than to thank Mr. Governor and the entire executive body of Lagos State, and also where I rep my own institution, Lagos State House of Assembly. Well, this has been done, promise made, promise achieved, promise kept. I believe my birthday is coming again, Mr. Governor.
because I deliberately waited to see the completion of this, and God has made it so. By the grace of God, we are still coming with more, and God will enable you to do more, and more. Ẹ̀yin kábíyèsí o, ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ ibi tẹ́ rán wa lọ, èyí tá mú wá rè o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú yín ní gbogbo ìgbà. Tí wọ́n bá ti ń kàn sí bẹ́ ṣe ń ṣe, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a máa ṣe o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ajú wa ṣe. Kí ti gbé o.
Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Benio, we have come to the high point of this program. When we talk about improved road network, reduced travel time, and improved well-being for the residents, because when people spend too much time in traffic, apart from the fact that they get agitated, it also reduces our lifespan. But the man I'm about to introduce has ensured that all over Lagos State, it has become one huge construction site. Everywhere you go, it's one form of construction or the other. Since December last year, when he started with the network of roads, it has reached Lagos Central. We have gone to Lagos West. We have also reached Lagos East. And many of them have. Let me quickly invite the representative of Mr. Speaker. I've been directed, sir, that you give us 1 or 2 words of exhortation, sir. Right, yes, sir. Honorable Desmond Elliott.
Desmond Eko Ankete Ilu Abo Aro dada ko mama jao Eko aromisa Legbe legbe.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, the able Deputy, Dr. Kadri Tamzat, my dear colleagues at the Lagos State House of Assembly, members of the State Executive Council, please, all other courtesies duly extended. Good afternoon, everyone. I remember also being chairman the House Committee on Works and Infrastructure. I came here alongside the SA Infrastructure as well. And we saw the work that had happened almost 2 years ago. We are so glad, I am particularly excited over the fact that we've seen tremendous improvements, not just improvements, but a fantastic work. To borrow the words of one of the commentators that we watched in the documentary, he said, quality roads. And that is the watchword of Mr. Governor, Mr. Sellable, Mr. Doable, Mr. Keep It Going Able. Please, can we give him a resounding round of applause? I will not waste much time, but to say, these roads, ladies and gentlemen, is not a parking space. It is not for container to be parking or articulated vehicles. It's meant for people to move along the road with. It's meant for people to benefit. Please, can we discourage? Own your roads. I speak to all residents. Own your roads. Discourage parking of roads, parking of vehicles by the roadside. That is all we have to say, so that people can enjoy the benefits of democracy. We thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. Governor.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate once again the brand new Madam Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us now sit back as I invite the latest winner, the 2024 winner of the Governor of the Year of This Day and Arise Television Award, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, Mr. Impactful Project. You are invited, sir.
Ose bebe ni ìlú Èkó. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Ose bebe ni ìlú Èkó. Ose bebe ni ìlú Èkó. Ose bebe ni ìlú Èkó. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, our governor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, our governor.
Thank you very much. Ẹ ṣé nítorí àkókò àti lọ káàkiri láàárọ̀ yìí nítorí àkókò ká ṣe ní kọ́mọ́ àwọn èèyàn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí close láti lọ́lé orí títì wọn náà la wà yìí. Let me acknowledge very, very warmly Mr. Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat. Thank you very much for your support at all times. The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Merinda, here ably represented by Honorable Desmond Elliott. I acknowledge other members of this great house that are here with us. I acknowledge cabinet members that are here in large number, SSG and all of them, but in particular, the Special Advisor on Infrastructure, Engineer Olufemi Daramola, Body of Permanent Secretary, especially the one in the Office of Infrastructure, Engineer Shomide, members of the Governor's Advisory Council that includes former Senator Musili Obanikoro, former Chairman Honorable Tunde Balogun, and of course our current Chairman, Pastor Colinius Ojelabi, Chairman of our local government and LCDA that are here, from Chairman of Oriade, very vibrant. Oko je eni o je koko na o le fikunle seyan le se Ramota Akinola Hazan, the Chairman of Amuwo Dofin, Honorable Ibrahim Valentine, the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Oman, here ably represented by the acting commander of NNS Shipway, Navy Captain O.J. Jonah. We greet you and we send greetings to all of you. To our royal fathers that are here, from His Royal Majesty Oba Mobadenle Oyekan, the Onilado of Ilado and Inagbe Island. Kabiyesi, thank you. To Oba Musili Mohammed Adio Yusuf, the Onisiwo of Tamuran and Abagbo Esheo, Oba Sheriff Adeshina Bello Onigbanko of Igbanko land, Oba Dr. Gausu Alani Rasaki Ovori of Ibeshe, Oba Moruf Oyekunle Atonda Amodu Tijani, the Oluowa of Lagos and Apapa Kingdom, Oba Abdul Hakim Abisogun Onilashe of Ilashe Kingdom, and Oba Afiz Oriyomi Shitu Olu of Ibasa. Kabiyesi gbogbo yín mo kí o. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming out in large number. We're in your territory and we acknowledge you. We acknowledge all of our religious leaders that are here as well. Thank you very much. We acknowledge former Deputy Speaker of the House, a daughter of the soil and one of our proud ones, Honorable Bola Badmos Olujobi. Thank you very much. We acknowledge former MHR, Honorable Ogene Ego. Thank you very much. Our market men and women, representative of Yaloja, from Yaoja of Oriade, Alaja Balogun, Yaoja of Amuwo, Alaja Ajao. I acknowledge also some of our political leaders, a former cabinet member, Honorable Gani Olukolu. Thank you very much, leader of Oriade, and Mr. Rashid Otolorin, leader of Amuwo. Thank you very much. We acknowledge the chief executive of our construction companies, CCECC, of FCC, of Cranborg, and of course, Alia Engineering Construction. We greet all of you. We acknowledge all of our CDCs and CDAs. We acknowledge our teaming party supporters that are here in large number. All of you. Gbogbo yín tẹ́ dáṣọ, mo dúpẹ́ o, ibi tẹ́ ti mú náà, Ọlọ́run náà máa fi púpọ̀ rọ́pò ẹ̀ ni. Inú mi dùn gan ni o, ẹ jáde, inú yín dùn pé ẹ wá gbà wá léni. Gbogbo yín pátápátá délẹ̀ ẹni mo kí o, àti lọ́tún, àti lósì. Thank you very much, our community leaders, our political leaders, our followers, CDC, CDA, our youths, and everybody. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you and greet you. I greet finally the gentlemen of the press who are here toiling and working to ensure that we get good reportage of what we are here today. You can all see from my voice that I sound very excited. I look very excited. I appear extremely excited. And I'm indeed very, very happy for what we're about and what we'll continue to do. Like I keep saying, you might not like our face, but you cannot dislike what we do. You don't need to like us, but just like what we do. And that, for us, is more important. Today, we stand as a proud government because we have started our journey here in Ojo and Uriade and Namuwo since 12 o'clock. Earlier today, we went on an inspection on an hospital project that will be the biggest hospital in the whole of Lagos West Senatorial District, which is in your domain here, which is a specialist multi-purpose Ojo General Hospital. You saw the edifice that is coming up there. We are promising you that within the next 12 months, we should be nearing completion of that health institution. It will change completely the health challenges that you have in this community and the entire environs of Ojo, Amunwo, Oriade, and all of you into the communities in the River Rhine. And that is what you deserve, the very, very, very best in your senatorial district. And so we want to give you the commitment. It's coming with accommodation for doctors, for nurses, and it is a total of about 280 beds that will be completed in that hospital. After that, we also look at the regeneration around Iba Junction. We have done the groundbreaking of 1,500 shops, 300 lock-up for your community. At that Iba Junction, there are so many people that are selling things on the main road. And you know we have done a lot of cleanup there. But we need to be able to relocate them into proper markets. So that's why we did the groundbreaking. It's a private sector with LSDPC that will be doing the market. And we told them that the market is for the locals, it's for the citizens, it's for the community that is in that place. And I will personally supervise and ensure that no stranger, no foreigner come and take your market. It is your own. We'll make sure that the funding and the cost will be affordable and will be bearable. So you can see that the whole of Ojo, Amuwo land is changing. It's changing, and it is changing very fast. I also inspected, as we were driving, the ongoing phase 2 of the Blue Line. Share like any. I was just looking at bridge and bridge and bridge and bridge. Our grandson, we continue to wonder that what is going on. What is going on? And you can begin to see that the real infrastructure on that phase 2 of the rail project is going on, and is going on very, very well. My prayer is that we will all live to see the completion of that phase 2 in no time, so that we can connect waterways infrastructure, we can connect road infrastructure, and we can connect rail infrastructure. All of the three together will be working, and they are in your community. They are where? They are in your community. Help me just tell them that I do not like the amount of refuse that they are dumping on the highway. I saw Loma walking there, and we're going to come really hard on people that are defacing our environment. We'll come very, very hard on them, and please warn them that we'll ensure that we leave nothing undone to ensure that the very best is what is expected. Because we want Ojo, we want Oriade to also be a small Victoria Island and Ikoyi. Oh, that Jilo, Baba Mikabiesi, Oyeko, Abiweko, Inauguration, ó máa di Lekki, ó náà máa di banana, ó ń bọ̀ náà ni. Ẹ ṣáà máa ti tà tán. Ṣé gbọ́? Just preserve the land for me. We're coming for redevelopment and redevelopment and redevelopment. Thank you very much. So here now, this is our third stop for today. And I stand here to express a very high sense of gratitude for all of you, for bearing with us, and for taking out time to join us at this yet another commissioning. Like the special advisor and everybody had said, these are 4 strategic roads that we've seen have changed and is changing the face of social economic development in Oriade, in Amuwo, and extending also to Ojo. We're bringing everything together. The first one is the Irede Road, which you know we have completed up to the Irede jetty. That jetty, we're doing something so that you can cross onto our riverine area. That has been completed. The second one is Adiomumuni Badmos, because Badmos were no Rukoye. Adiomumuni Badmos. That road, 3-point-something kilometer, all the way to the jetty as well. That famous Ijegun, jetty, Ijegun jetty. Very strategic for petroleum products and all of the PMS that is coming into the interland. We know what the destruction had been. At one point, we're expecting Messrs. NNPC to help develop that road, but they didn't listen. But we've gone there now. We've done a total rebuild. We've extended it to 4-lane highways so that our people and our citizens can enjoy good quality life with drainages and with culverts, with walkways, with street lights. Everything has been handed over onto that road. The third one is the old Navy Road, Navy Town Road. Navy Town has the strategic, from the name, Navy Town Barracks. Our men of the Nigerian Navy that continue to implement strategic security on the waterways for us. This Navy Town is indeed, in my view, maybe their biggest barracks. And to see the deplorable rates of that road, we had to do something. It also goes to the CBN, very big CBN staff quarters and training ground. So all of that is things of the past now. That's why you see the entire men of the Nigerian Navy here appreciating it. The flag officer, Western Command, had sent a whole redneck to come and represent him. We want to say to you that our development cuts across every arm of governance, be it military, be it private, be it public. Will ensure that no one is left behind. The fourth one is the famous Old Ojo Road. Old Ojo Road. The name is as old as Lagos itself. That is a long stretch all the way that gets into Trade Fair, from Maza all the way there. Because of the strategic importance of it, we have to break that into 2 phases. We have completed phase 1. Gbogbo kúkúlẹ̀ tí Ramadan kúnlẹ̀ yẹn kì í ṣe phase 2 ẹ̀ ní. Mo dẹ̀ ti gbọ́ ìkúnlẹ̀. By the grace of God, we will start the construction of the phase 2 of the road, so that we will not give you half bread. We will give you a complete 3-course meal, because that is what you deserve in this part of the city. So that construction will take you all the way to Maza, which is getting towards Festac and Mile 2. You deserve it. It is what is expected. It is what we had promised, and we will do it. There are 1 or 2 other connections that the special advisor have also said we will be ensuring that all of that is also being done. Why do we do this? We do this because when this government came into power, under the team's agenda, we prioritize transportation, traffic management, we prioritize movement of our citizens from one point to the other. And I'm happy that we continue to keep that promise that we have given to each and every one of you. We know that with improvement in the movement, your social economic life will be improved upon. You can commune amongst yourself quicker, faster, and better. You can commune on your business, to your residence, to your places of work, to your places of abode at short notices. And that's what we've done. Old Ojo Road runs parallel to the Lagos-Badagry Express Road. So you can see that it's a strategic relief for the Lagos-Badagry Express Road. And so it's a road that we believe will change life completely. The Mumuni Adio Badmos Road takes you from the Lagos-Badagry Express Road, takes you all the way to the Ijegun Jetty. Irede similarly takes you from the Express Road, take you all the way to the Jetty. The Navy Town Road takes the connection and ensures that critical infrastructures on that road are completed. What better things can we do? When you tell us to do more, what it tells us that you believe that we're a responsible and we're a responsive government. And so we'll continue to do more for you. Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ni o. Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ni o. Pé ẹ kú sùúrù wa. Pé lẹ́ni ó jẹ́ ọjọ́ ayọ̀ tó wá sí Badagry Division, pàápàá jùlọ Ọ̀jọ́, Orí-Adé àti Àmúwò. Ṣé pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ò gbàgbé yín? Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín náà sílẹ̀. Gbogbo ìtẹ́ ń ṣe fáwọn náà làwọn náà fi sọ pé irú títì tá à ń ṣe káàkiri ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ní láti jàǹfààní ẹ̀. Inú wa dùn lé ní pé gbogbo títì mẹ́rin yìí à ń gbélé yín lọ́wọ́. Kẹ́ tọ́jú ẹ̀, kẹ́ lè lò dáadáa, kórìíba lè wá àwọn náà ká tún lè ṣe sí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ rí i pé gbogbo ọ̀nà yẹn a ṣe kó lọ sórí omi ni. A ṣe kí ni kó lọ sórí omi ni. So gbogbo àwọn ìlú tó wà lórí omi bíi Ìbàṣà, bíi Ìbèṣe, Ìlàṣẹ, Ìmọ̀-ọ̀rẹ́ àti ti bàbá mi náà tọ́mọ orin gbogbo ẹ̀ délẹ̀ la fẹ́ máa jẹ́ kí connectivity kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í ṣẹlẹ̀. Àti ẹ̀ ń ro gan bá ṣe jókòó yẹn pé ṣáà lè ṣe bíríìjì ni. Ṣé kò ṣeé ṣe ni? Ṣé káwọn kábíyèsí kọ́ máa gbé mọ́tò wọn kọ́ máa gbé borí omi ni? So mo fẹ́ fi dá yín lójú pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yìí a máa lọ gbé ìpá, a máa lọ wo ìwé wa, a máa wo alignment wo ló máa most suitable. Kò ṣe alignment tí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Kòró nìkan fẹ́ o, kò ń ṣe tí Ramọ́ta nìkan fẹ́ o, èyí tó máa connect gbogbo yín, gbogbo wa lórí omi yẹn, a máa wo alignment yẹn. A dẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í ṣètò ẹ̀ pé ká o bó ṣe máa ṣe é ṣe fún yín. Ṣé pé ẹ ti dìkò yìí tán nìyẹn? Ṣé mo parọ́? Ẹ ti dìkò yìí tán nìyẹn? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, we need to be able to change completely the landscape of this area permanently. We need to go back and look at the future of Lagos, which is on the waterways. And let's see which alignment will best fit so that we can have a vehicular movement across the water and see that development will come, infrastructural development will come to my people on the riverine side. This, we will go and look at the best possible alignment that can change the face of this entire neighborhood completely. We're happy with the modest success that we've brought here today, because we know that these roads are beginning to change life. These are strategic, important roads for your livelihood in this community. And we're thankful that you've all come out to acknowledge our modest efforts. I want to assure you that we'll continue to work harder. We'll continue to work twice as hard, twice as much, twice as better for all of you. And like I did mention, we're not doing only roads. We're doing hospital infrastructure. We're doing market infrastructure. We're doing schools. And we're bringing relief to all costs of livelihood. And that's why we're happy that you've all turned out here in large number to take ownership of this infrastructure. These are public assets that we're handing over to you. Make sure that you utilize and you keep them well. Like the Honorable have said, it is not be turned into a parking lot for trailers or for heavy-duty vehicles. They should have their trailer parks. This is meant to ease and improve your community movement within this entire neighborhood. With street lights, LED, solar street light, with walkways, so that you can have a better social economic development and improvement of life and property. Katie Gbeo, Katie Gbeo, Katie Gbeo, Katie Gbeni, Onane, Ogbere, Eshe gan ni o, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ gan lọ́wọ́ yín, ṣùgbọ́n kí tó lọ jókòó, let me thank our contractors. There were 4 of them because of the amount of work that is needed. Messrs. FCC Construction on Irede, Messrs. Cranborg on Mumuni Adio Badmos, Messrs. Alia Engineering on Old Navy Town Road, and Messrs. CCCC Construction on Old Ojo Road. I want to thank all of you for your commitments and for your dedication at all of this infrastructure development. I also want to thank my Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Office of Infrastructure, for continually being our project supervisors, working with AEC, and for ensuring that the very best is what you are giving the citizens of Lagos. I want to say that we're happy with your level of professionalism in that ministry, and we're hoping that you can continue to scale it up and do a lot more. As I close, let me tell Badagry people that I am coming. I have 5 or 6 roads in Badagry. We are coming. Let me tell Koshofe people that we're coming. We have roads to commission in Koshofe. Let me tell Alimosho people that we're coming. We have roads to commission in Alimosho. Let me tell Etiosa people that we're coming. We have things to commission in Etiosa. We're not leaving any part of Lagos unattended to. And when we come with the clusters of roads and development, because we're not just doing one. We're doing road network and road construction, because that is what we deserve in Lagos. It's been an honor to be your governor, and thank you very much for being part of this event here today. Thank you.
Mr. Governor, sir, we are presenting certificates. Please. Mr. Governor is going to present certificate of ownership to the community. Let me invite the chairman, CDC, Oriade LCDA, Mr. V.O. Okunla. Mr. V.O. Okunla, please make your way forward. Where is Mr. V.A. Okunla? Congratulations. That is the certificate of ownership to the Oriade community. Let's appreciate Mr. Governor once again as I quickly invite the Permanent Secretary, Office of Infrastructure, Engineer Lateef Shomide, for the vote of thanks.
We thank
Almighty Allah for granting us the privilege to be alive today to the completion
of project that cover about 5 local governments. Academy, Amuodo, Odade, Ojo, along Badagry division. And this is a major road. That's why it's tagged Old Ojo Road. You can see it there about many road network in every town. No, it comprises of about 5 local governments along Badagry division. So it's a huge, road network being undertaken by our neighbor governor, Mr. Babajide Oshola Sanwo-Olu, for appreciating him for doing a good job of road network in Amuwo, Oriade, Ajedomi, Ojo, and Badagry division as a whole. You know, it has come to boost the economy of this area, and now business will thrive in this axis of Lagos State, and there will be more money now to the coffers of Lagos State government in terms of taxes and revenue. So we applaud our governor for this tremendous job done to us in our mode of Oriade.
So indeed, we thank everyone who has been on this way, another made delivery. Igbeka Ikulego, Ajumosheni. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As I now invite Mr. Governor and his deputy. Okay, we're having photo session. Okay. Mr. Governor will unveil the plaque for the formal commissioning.
Okay, so this plaque is unveiled by Mr. Governor in commemoration of the commissioning of Irede Road by FCC, Mumuni Adio, Badmus Road by Messrs. Cranborg, Navy Town, Section 1 by Messrs. Alia Engineering, and Old Ojo Road Phase 1 from Irede to Luti by Messrs. CCCC. Here in Oriade and Amuwo, Oriade LCD and Amuwo local government, today, Tuesday, 28 January 2025. Igbega Ipeleko. Thank you very much.
Babajide ọmọ Sanwó-Olú, ẹni tọ́lọ́run dá ò ṣe farawé. Everywhere you go, everywhere you go, everywhere you go, everywhere you go.
Lyric Constituency 1 at the Lagos State House of Assembly. I am representing Madam Speaker at this function today. Yes. Oh, as you can see, there's good synergy between the legislature and the executive. Basically, we allocate the purse and the executive implement. Not only that, we make sure we carry out our oversight function. We've come here several times. We've put the contractors on their toes. We've made sure the ministry, and we're in sync with the Ministry of Infrastructure.
Happy New Year, everyone!
May this new year bring you joy.
Here's to a fresh start, everyone.
May this year bring you love, laughter, and happiness.
Happy New Year!
Wishing you a year of growth and success.
But the mood was nervous. S&P 500 futures were down 0.1%. European futures were broadly steady. FTSE futures rose 0.2%. The Nikkei fell 1.3%. The rest of Asia was quiet, with China, Taiwan, and South Korea closed for the Lunar New Year holidays, and Hong Kong trading hours shortened after the break. And going to oil prices now as we wrap up the show. Crude oil prices today stayed mixed over a near 2 weeks low after weak economic data from China and warming weather forecast elsewhere swelled the demand outlook. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to $73.66 with an upward review of 0.67%. Brent experienced an upward price margin of 0.71% to sell at $77.63 per barrel. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with a decline of 2.84%. For the OPEC basket, dealers offer $80.45 with an uptick of 0.16%. Well, that's Business Nigeria for today. Thank you for being a part of it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Muhammad Ali was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12, and at 18 he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight division at the 1960 Summer Olympics and turned professional later that year. In his early years as a professional, Clay was more highly regarded for his charm and personality than for his ring skills. He sought to raise public interest in his fights by reading childlike poetry and spouting self-descriptive phrases like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On February 25, 1964, at age 22, he pulled off a major upset, defeating Sonny Liston to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That same year, he shocked the boxing establishment again by denouncing his birth name as a slave name and formally took the name Muhammad Ali, which was given to him by his spiritual mentor Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam. For the next 3 years, Ali dominated the boxing arena. Then, on April 28, 1967, citing his religious beliefs, Ali refused induction into the U.S. Army at the height of the Vietnam War. Ali was stripped of his championship and precluded from fighting by every state athletic commission in the United States for 3.5 years. Ali's message of black pride and black resistance to white domination was on the cutting edge of the civil rights movement. In October 1970, Ali was allowed to return to boxing, but his skills had eroded. On March 8, 1971, he challenged Joe Frazier, who had become heavyweight champion during Ali's absence from the ring. It was a fight of historic proportions, billed as the fight of the century. Frazier won a unanimous 15-round decision. Following his loss to Frazier, Ali won 10 fights in a row, 8 of them against world-class opponents. After defeating Norton in a rematch, he fought Joe Frazier a second time and won a unanimous 12-round decision. Ali was the first fighter to win the World Heavyweight Championship on 3 separate occasions. He successfully defended his title 19 times. His place in boxing history as one of the greatest fighters ever is secure. His final record of 56 wins and 5 losses with 37 knockouts has been matched by others, but the quality of his opponents and the manner in which he dominated during his prime placed him on a plateau with boxing's immortals. outside boxing, Ali attained success as a spoken word artist, releasing 2 studio albums, I Am the Greatest 1963 and The Adventures of Ali and His Gang versus Mr. Tooth Decay 1976. Both albums received Grammy Award nominations. He also featured as an actor and writer, releasing 2 autobiographies. Muhammad Ali retired from boxing in 1981 and focused on his religion, philanthropy, and activism. In 1984, he made public his diagnosis of Parkinson's syndrome, which some reports attributed to boxing-related injuries, though he and his specialist physicians disputed this. He remained an active public figure globally, but in his later years made fewer public appearances as his condition worsened, and he was cared for by his family. Ali was chosen to light the Olympic flame at the start of the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thanks for joining us. We're starting off what now with developments in the United States, where sweeping executive orders signed by President Donald Trump has moved to a 90-day freeze on foreign aid across the world. This is all to focus on his America First principle. Now, what impact could this have on Nigeria, which is top amongst 8 priority countries of U.S. assistance? We have details in this report.
The U.S. State Department has announced a freeze on almost all new funding for foreign assistance programs for 90 days, with exceptions for its allies, Israel and Egypt, which means all other beneficiaries are cut off the country's aid program. The order from the U.S. State Department also includes exceptions for emergency food programs, such as those helping to feed millions in a widening famine in warring Sudan, but not health programs, which provide vital life-saving services to many nations. Now, the order puts about 60 senior career officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development on leave. According to the 2024 report on foreign assistance, Nigeria received $370 million in health funding, $310 million in humanitarian aid, $35 million went into administrative cost, $24 million on education, $7.8 million for agriculture, and $7.4 million was spent on other concerns. The U.S. emergency plan for aid relief has come to a halt under the Trump administration, sending shockwaves through global HIV/AIDS programs. In Nigeria, the U.S. government has invested over $6 billion into the national HIV/AIDS response, significantly improving the country's efforts to combat the epidemic. This means it may cost Nigeria over $1 billion yearly if the freeze on funding is sustained. A report by the U.S. diplomatic mission in Nigeria also shows that the foreign aid has transformed every sector of Nigeria's economy, such as malaria prevention medicine, to 2.2 million children aged 3 to 59 months as part of several campaigns, screening 19.8 million Nigerians for tuberculosis and training 55 public health emergency managers to respond to cholera and Lassa fever outbreaks, providing more than 3.6 million teaching and learning materials were delivered to classrooms nationwide. With reactions still trailing the development, critics have expressed the belief that while disrupting most of the ongoing humanitarian aid and support in Nigeria and other African countries, the freeze on funding could also be a wake-up call for benefiting countries to look inward for sustenance. Globally, the U.S. provides more foreign aid than any other country, budgeting about $60 billion in 2023. That is about 1% of the U.S. budget for aid to nations in need. The latest development stands as a pointer to the consequences that the various orders of President Donald Trump could have on recipient countries.
Now, following President Trump's promise of mass deportation of undocumented immigrants, hundreds have been arrested and several others flown out of the country. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the Trump administration arrested 538 undocumented immigrants, including a suspected terrorist, and 4 members of a violent gang that has spread from Venezuela to the U.S. The 538 arrests made include 373 persons with criminal records and 165 without criminal records. Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested a total of 1,179 persons on Sunday. 613 of the total arrests made were considered criminal arrests. Allies and adversaries of President Trump say the mass deportation is already changing lives for millions of people, raising the concern of whether families will still want to take their children to school or step out of their homes. Now, still in the U.S., the Justice Department says it has fired more than 12 employees who worked on the criminal prosecutions of President Donald Trump. Their sack took effect Monday. A statement issued by Justice Department officials says due to their actions, the acting Attorney General does not trust these officials to assist in faithfully implementing President Trump's agenda, and the action is consistent with the mission of ending, quote, the weaponization of government. It isn't immediately clear which prosecutors were affected by the order or how many who worked on the Trump investigation will remain in the Justice Department. It is also not immediately known how many of the fired prosecutors intend to challenge the termination of their jobs. Now, for more on the wave of executive orders by the U.S. President, Global Affairs analyst Collins Wiggin joins me from Brussels, Belgium. Good to have you join us.
Thank you. Thank you, Precious, for having me.
So just 1 week in office already. President Trump has now spent 1 week in office, and we have seen a flurry of executive orders and directives. I just wanted to ask you what you make of the shock policy shift so far.
It cannot surprise anybody, Precious, that President Donald Trump has moved into action just the very minutes after his swearing in. The reason it wouldn't surprise anybody is that what he's essentially doing is unleashing the promise that he made to the American people when he campaigned to be president, to return to the White House, the second coming of President Trump. Now, he was very, very robust in what his policies are. And the fact that he got elected means that the American people, at least the average American, citizen, actually believes that the direction that he is taking America is basically where America should be heading for. And so, true to his promise, he has actually, swung into action. And what we see today is exactly what he had promised. Now, that is on the reality side of the situation. Now, another part of the reality is how much all of these, promises that he made and now unleashing will actually unfold exactly as he has intended them. Because you do need to understand, Precious, that America has very strong institutions. And so America is standing today as the beacon of, democracy. It is because its institutions are very strong, and they have managed to actually ward off, practices by American president, not American king, because they don't have kings. And so they have maintained that beacon of democracy because there are institutions to challenge things that are unlawful. The summary here, Precious, is the fact that those actions that Donald Trump is carrying out that are lawful, they will stand. Those that are unlawful will definitely not stand because the institutions are there to ensure that they don't stand. Has the world got anything to worry about? Yes, there are a lot to worry about, but not, to the, extreme of worries.
So it is not a surprise to many people because he's saying what he said he's going to do, but it is a shock to a lot of people who work in the foreign development assistance circle, especially because there is now a directive to pause foreign aid, and that is extremely broad. There are no specifics, and it also, it is wide-ranging to a lot of foreign aids. What kind of impact could we see arising from this, especially for humanitarian assistance and Medicaid?
The impact is going to be very penetrating. The truth of the matter, and that is a shock, is that many lives, and I mean lives like yours and mine, will be lost as a consequence of this action that he has actually ordered. Now, the other side to it is that it also opens up opportunities for other countries that are actually in competition with America, that have continued to challenge America's hegemony, that have continued to challenge America's dominance. Now, the actions of Donald Trump in terms of looking inwards and placing America first and above everything else actually creates opportunity for some of these countries, and that includes the European Union, to now come up and say, hey, we are not going to let these people die meaninglessly. We are going to take action, and it means that they too will step up their own, international aid to some of these countries. One very, very telling thing here, Precious, is that as we speak, Bloomberg, who was, mayor of New York, has actually, come up to say that, the fund that Donald Trump has canceled for World Health Organization, or one of those, very vital institutions, that his foundation is going to take up the bill and begin to pay it. That is within the United States of America. Outside the United States of America, China, Turkey, and the rest of them, and the collective of other countries are also gearing up to step in where America is withdrawing its leadership. So it is not going to be all hell in the long run, but the shock that it is sending out to the world, in the immediate is very real.
All right, so let's talk about the recent directive, which is the one coming from the Justice Department. The directive to fire more than 12 employees who worked on the criminal prosecutions, his criminal prosecutions. It is not clear if those employees want to challenge it, but President Trump said it is to stop the weaponization of government. And I just dwelling on the word weaponization. Speak on that for us as well.
Well, it does look to me that part of that weaponization is actually what Donald Trump himself is doing right now. Because to a very large extent, it does look like what he is on about is a vengeance mission. Now, you don't go about firing people who were doing their legitimate job by investigating a president who was alleged to have done things that were wrong. Now, what you do is allow the system to take its course. But it doesn't look like that is exactly what he's doing now. Now, what people could argue that indeed placing them on suspension is perhaps within his rights as president. But it remains to be seen. Like you said, they may not have the net to challenge this. They may just decide, well, let me just get on with my life. There are other opportunities elsewhere. But there are those who, for ideological reasons, will challenge it, even if it's just one challenge. That challenge will, take its, natural course, and the court will eventually rule whether Donald Trump is right or wrong. But in the face of it, it doesn't look like he is tackling weaponization. He is actually weaponizing, the same thing that he was, that he is claiming to be running away from.
All right, so let's bring this back home to Africa. President Trump has shown over the weekend, when you consider the dispute he had with President Sanchez of Colombia, which happens to be America's strongest ally in South America, he has shown that, look, allies and adversaries will be treated alike when it comes to his America's first principle. Now, when you consider that, how is Africa positioned in all of this?
Africa is positioned in a very weak and precarious situation. Like the figures you actually projected at the beginning of the bulletin, you would see the amount of money that came into Nigeria, for instance, during the past administration of Joe Biden. Now, such money going out of the Nigerian financial system, will actually send them a shock financial wave to the system. But like I said, it may not, be all, gory stories, because where he is creating this vacuum, others are going to possibly step in. There are, signs to that effect. Now, let us look back to the America itself. Now, some of these, developmental aids are actually part of America. They are integral part of America's foreign policy, because international assistance is no longer a standalone. They are actually part of preserving America's interest, that is the national and security interests of America in other parts of the world. So when such funds are, withdrawn, it also means that it has a way or the other of affecting America in terms of, terrorism, in terms of stability in other parts of the world. So ultimately, this might turn out to be a short-sighted way of going about the...
If I hear you correctly, it's more like saying, look, if it's not careful, America's soft power will also begin to decline because of directive like this. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to have you on. Global Affairs Analyst, Collins Oweke.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're watching The World Now. We'll take a break and return with more stories. Stay with us.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's now turn our attention to Africa, where reports say at least 17 persons have been killed and close to 400 wounded in the conflict between the army and the M23 rebel movement in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Kenyan president, his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, are seeking for diplomatic solutions to the conflict for an urgent ceasefire. South Africa, Malawi, and Uruguay are among nations that have lost peacekeepers. The African Union is reportedly set to host an emergency meeting today. We have a report.
Kenya's President William Ruto has described the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo as being very complicated, and he says it can only be solved diplomatically. He told journalists that he cannot see a possibility of a military solution to the challenges facing the country. Amidst the escalating conflict, the Kenyan president, who is also chairman of the East African Community, says he has called an emergency meeting for member states on Wednesday. He says the Rwandan president, Paul Kagame, and Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi are to attend the meeting. His comments came as Rwandan-backed M23 rebels claimed to have captured Congo's largest city, Goma, as fighting escalated despite calls by the United Nations Security Council for the insurgents to withdraw. Medics say bombs were dropped in a camp for displaced persons and many people died. The Congolese government says the rebel advancement amounts to a declaration of war. Gunshots rang out across Goma overnight on Sunday before dozens of rebels in military uniform early Monday morning marched into the capital of the North Kivu province, which sits on the border with Rwanda. The volatile region is rich in minerals, critical to much of the world's technology. The Eastern DRC has been a tinderbox for decades, and the United Nations has warned that this latest M23 offensive risks spiraling into a regional war. Saturday, the Democratic Republic of Congo broke off relations with Rwanda, which has denied backing the M23 rebels despite evidence collected by UN experts and others. But in search for safety, Congolese soldiers are fleeing to Rwanda, away from M23 rebels who have captured Goma. At the Rwandan border town of Rubayo, they reportedly surrendered their weapons and were processed by Rwandese border officials.
And for more on the war in the Democratic Republic of Congo, international affairs analyst Paul Ejime joins me from the United Kingdom. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So let me just get your reaction to the renewed hostilities between the M23 rebels and the authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo.
So it is an endless kind of, touch go, but it's from it becomes seasonal. At times when one side feels that they are losing, they want to ratchet up the conflict. But you can see that the death, of these peacekeepers, I think is what has, triggered this latest move. And so everybody is trying to gain from the spotlight. But this is a conflict that seems to have defied logic. It's been there for as long as you can remember. But it's all about the resources in Congo. There are two Congos, and the two of them have never known peace. Just because very large countries in terms of size, but also rich in minerals that it doesn't. So those who are exploiting these resources know that they cannot do it when there is peace in the country. So they seem to benefit from perpetual conflict in this region. So, but I think it was the latest death of peacekeepers that has triggered this one.
What I find interesting is how Rwanda is now in the mix in terms of looking for a diplomatic solution, because the authorities in DR Congo are blaming Rwanda, have always blamed Rwanda for the crisis in the country. And so to have Rwanda in the mix for diplomatic solutions, I just also want to get your, what you make of that.
Yes, it is that suspicion, because if you are coming to equity, they say you come with clean hands. The authorities in the Congo, they've never trusted. There is mutual mistrust between them and then Kigali. And so that is what is happening. And then but they are neighbors, so there is nothing they can do about the fact that they are neighbors. But they can also choose who to deal with. But here, it is just the problem of not having, if you want to negotiate, you also negotiate from in a position of trust, what they call goodwill. So if the authorities in the Congo do not think that they have they will gain, they are dealing with a friendly country, they are not likely to listen to what Rwanda has to say. So that is the danger. So perhaps there has to be a way of getting some people, some neutral, countries or leaders that Congo will listen to, and then Rwanda will become, comfortable with. But
Mr. Jimmy, I have about 30 seconds left. I'm not even sure if I have 30 seconds, but I wanted to quickly comment because the African Union has also now stepped in. Many would say maybe probably too late, but there was a peace agreement before that has now been broken. Is there a chance that a diplomatic solution, they would find a lasting diplomatic solution?
Like I was saying, there can be if both sides come with goodwill. If Rwanda shows that, but there has to be some neutral persons coming in to build trust and then be able to take it from there. But as long as there is mutual mistrust here, perhaps maybe somebody, AU or whoever, they can appoint some negotiators or people that can, neutral body or neutral persons that the two sides will be comfortable in dealing with, and then to be able to do it. Otherwise, it will be this off and on conflict, and does not do neither Rwanda any good nor Congo its neighbor.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We're monitoring developments in that country and that region as well. International Affairs Analyst Paul Ejime, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's TVC News this hour. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Happy New Year, everyone!
May this new year bring you joy.
Here's to a fresh start, everyone.
May this year bring you love, laughter, and happiness.
Happy New Year!
Wishing you a year of growth and success.
Happy New Year!
A new year, a new start, way to go. Just as sports is exciting to fans, may the new year excite you all.
Wishing you a memorable and joyful New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, wishing you a year of growth and success.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Here's wishing you a profitable new year.
Cheers to an oven fresh year 2025. Happy New Year once again. I wish you well.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
Confirmed that Lagos was dirty in December. Yes, extremely dirty. Dirty with various events that brought people to the state of aquatic splendor for entertainment and tourism, resulting in the state seeing an increase in its GDP and a boost to its economy. After dirty December in December, it ignites Lagos in January, and perhaps maybe February will be pregnant with more surprises. Lagos is just unstoppable. In this week's episode of InStyle Lagos, we'll be featuring Lag Ferry Ignite Lagos Water Steez and other story. Well, I must let you know that I'm standing on the Great Wall of Lagos, a seawall that creates a new urban space built on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean. Now let's begin with the Ikoyi Club's event. Members of the table tennis section of Ikoyi Club have commended the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his development drive in shaping the entire state. The club members hosted the governor at the club's 2025 annual New Year dinner. We were there. It's the Ikoyi Club 1938 table tennis annual party. The past, the present, and the future was the topic for discussion at the event to commemorate the 83rd anniversary of the club.
You are a member of the club, definitely.
The chairman of Ikoyi Club stated that the Ikoyi Club 1938 remains the prime choice among many seekers of recreation and a sporting center, renowned for its multiracial harmony, serene ambience, and a solid governance system that has worked peacefully and effectively for over 8 decades.
Happy New Year to all members of Ikoyi Club. Your great club. There is no club like Ikoyi Club, we all know. A club that has 8 sports sections under one roof, there is none. A club that is based strictly on rules and regulations. That is why at 86, we have over 3,000 people, candidates still waiting to join the Ikoyi Club.
The chairman also applauded the governor for not leaving out any division in the development plan.
I went to Ekpe, Ikorodu, Agege, Egbeda, right down to Festa Badagry. I spent 2 weeks going around Lagos State, and I could attest to the work you have been doing. I'm not saying this because I want to please you or to make you happy. No. Your blue line, red line stuff, we know what you are doing, sir. People are not blind. They are all seeing it. When you see the texture of roads in Lagos State alone, you will ask yourself, why should Lagos State be a state? Why not a country?
Over time, the club has maintained the tradition of involving, just as it did with transforming the once strictly European establishment and an inclusive entity. Governor Sanwo-Olu seeks more support from the public and private sectors for more infrastructure projects across the state and assure the people of creating an enabling environment for business to thrive.
I want to assure all of you that it is your partnership as responsible citizens of this state that continues to encourage us to do our very best. It is the partnership that we see that what we're about is improving the social, economic development of our state and by extension our country. Is to ensure that the security of life and property of every citizen in the state is protected and is assured. And it's only when we do that that businesses can flourish, people can do well, people can have the full understanding, that the city is safe, the state is safe, and they can go about their business without any hindrance.
3, 8, 1938. Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. Appreciation.
The Ikoyi Club brought about inclusiveness and created an avenue for people not only to play tennis, but to forge unity.
If you reach Lagos, better life for Lagos, better hope for Lagos, so better day for Lagos, yeah. Reach Lagos, better life for Lagos, better hope for Lagos, better day for Lagos, yeah. Better Lagos, oh you, you want to speak Lagos, oh you, you want to better Lagos, oh you, you want to speak Lagos, oh you, yeah. It's all you, lovely. It's all you, lovely.
Water transportation is an integral component of the Lagos intermodal transport system development. Exploring the waterways in Lagos is a unique and exciting experience. That is why we are at the Five Cowries Terminal to experience the state's aquatic splendor. Ignite Lagos by Lag Ferry is an annual event that takes place every January. It's a significant occasion that showcases Lag Ferry's commitment to modern, efficient, and sustainable transportation in Lagos State. Let's speak with the MD CEO Lag Ferry, Honorable Abubakar Ladi Balogun. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Same to you. We want you to take us through what this program, Ignite Lagos, offers.
Actually, the second edition. The first edition started last year, and it was a very good one for the industry. What I'm talking about in industry, the transportation industry and the entertainment industry. Because the creative world have seen what we can do with the waterway. And why we had to come up with the concept of Ignite Lagos is to make sure that we have our people come together, in a relaxed atmosphere so that they can do things together, have fun, do a kind of networking, because we have all kind of people from diverse sectors that come on board annually to enjoy this event, from the creative sector, from the financial sector, from the entertainment sector, even from the business, even from the government sector. So you see all sorts of people that are coming together to interact, to have fun, and to get relaxed. And we're doing it in a way to kickstart the year. So when you say you have passion to do something, truly you're going to ignite it. So the essence of Ignite Lagos is to ensure that, okay, you have done a lot during the previous year, and you're starting the new year. So you're going to, of course, everybody is aware, the globally what Dirty December has done to Lagos economy. So on the Lagos waterway, that's where we play, that's our turf, and that's where we're going to put things together for people to see. So we are showcasing the beauty of Lagos State through the waterway. So Ignite Lagos is one of the strategic initiatives that combine the transportation and the entertainment together. So we are doing this one to boost tourism of Lagos State on the waterway.
I can see the badge is standing there.
Yeah, that's MV Adumorisha.
Okay, that's
MV Adumorisha is the mama of all the watercraft in Lagos State. Or let me say in Nigeria. Because this...
It's made locally?
Yeah, it's made here in Lagos. MV Adumorisha is 180 tonnage. And it can actually seat about 300 people. It has hosted several social events, including live football matches, including International Women's Day. Adumorisha can take 300 people.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had a couple of social events on the badge, and it has been a revelation, a kind of hidden treasure in Lagos State.
Yeah.
Because a lot of creative people are now coming over. Even we had over from a company in Dubai who wanted to collaborate with us because of the live football matches we hosted on the badge. That was the African Cup of Nations 2023.
Yeah, I remember.
2020,
yeah. So, I mean, how many people commute via the waterways as we speak now? I know
millions,
it's about decongesting the
millions
road,
of people.
multimodal transportation system,
Yeah.
aside from wearing this life jacket and the channelization that has been done by the Lagos State government. What else have you done?
From distance to distance on the waterway, there's something we call water marshal and water guard. So you're going to see them, apart from those that are stationed at the jetties and the terminals. These people are there on alert. Anytime there's any incident on the waterway, they move. So these people have been stationed to take care of any, in case of any eventuality. So you can see that it has been very peaceful on the waterway of Lagos. There's no issue of security breaches. There's no issue of any incident and whatever. In a day, we have thousands of people that travel on the waterway. For instance, in the morning, from Ikorodu, Ikpakodo terminal alone, we transported more than 3,000 people on every working day.
Yeah, because it used to be 2,000. So I want to know whether there is an increase.
Yeah, there is actually. From Ikorodu, Ikpakodo terminal alone, we transport more than 3,000 passengers on daily basis. So you can imagine where Lake Ferry is operating from 16 terminals as of today and 27 routes altogether.
Wow, they've really expanded.
Yes, sir.
So are we going to the...
Yeah, this way. This way.
Bird. Okay, this way. Okay. I know we've done this before, so we can do it again. Okay. All right.
Hold on. No, you first.
Okay.
I'm the host.
You are the host. Okay. Is this government?
This is Lagos State Ferry Services MV Ajurin, a 60-seating capacity passengers.
60.
Yeah. So it moves from every day from Ikorodu, Ipakodo Terminal to Ebutero and the CMS Marina. So we are using it to scale on to MV Ademorisa, the mama of all the barges, of all the boats. Yes, this is MV Ademorisa. You are welcome to Ignite Lagos 2.0. We are set, we are ready. Our guests are at the terminal, and in the next couple of minutes, we're going to usher them on board.
So what delicacy are you serving?
A lot, African delicacies and continental, everything. Everything you can think of. This is one of its kind, and we want to showcase the beauty of Lagos in terms of food, drinks, and all-round entertainment. On the waterway, that's the uniqueness on the waterway.
All hands are on deck here.
Yes.
What are the challenges you're facing in sustaining this kind of a program?
It's the buying of Lagosians, and we thank God that the kind of responses we are getting from Lagosians is so that they're actually into it. For instance, we have a lot of corporate organizations that are already on board, and they promise that for the long-term running, they're going to be part of our partners and collaborators. So these are the kind of things that we needed to have. For now, Lake Ferry is the sole organizer, but we are looking forward to having a private organization or a corporate organization taking it over from us, or a brand or product taking it over from us. So every January, we're going to have Ignite Lagos, particularly after the New Year and the Thanksgiving. When it comes to February, we have exclusively Love Lagos to celebrate Valentine.
Because that is the question. I said December was dirty in Lagos. Ignite Lagos in January. Of course, February should be pregnant for new surprises.
Yeah.
So what are the surprises?
We're expecting people to come on board in February to celebrate a couple. It's actually a couple for February. We did it last year as well, so we're having an encore.
February 14th?
Yes.
Okay, on that day.
On that
Father's
day.
Day.
Yeah, Father's Day.
Okay.
So we're looking for an encore this year. And when it comes to the beginning of the summer, that's June, that's when we do our concert, a kind of mini concert on the waterway. The last edition was Fuji Fusion Loriomi. We started with Fuji Fusion because Fuji is a local genre, that's associated with Lagos. Yes. The Were, the Yoruba stuff. We use it to promote our local language, that's Yoruba, and the cultural heritage of Lagos State. So this year we're having musical flow with water. So musical flow with water, we are doing the blending of Fuji, Afro, and hip hop. Afrobeat and hip hop.
Party hard, and I've told them that's
work
hard.
After working hard, you need to enjoy. You need to enjoy yourself. And this is an outdoor event actually taking place indoor. If you understand what I mean. For you to be out, there's no concrete building here. It's just on boats. Yeah. So you're outside already. Yeah. But in there, on board MV Ademorisa, is actually your indoor. You can play with the space we have over here. You can do whatever. Yeah. Here we have had international dancing competition by Red Bull. Here we have had NBA basketball competition also. So we have a lot of things that has to be done with the waterway. We're just opening the eyes and demonstrating the potential of the waterway in Lagos State.
Exploring the waterway.
Yeah, so it's part of the blue economy, and we want to catch in into that, and we want a lot of people to also come in and see this. So this is preparatory to another dirty December 2025.
Exactly, continuation.
Exactly.
Lag Ferries Ignite Lagos Boat Ride is an annual event that kickstarts the Lagos Water Transportation Year. This year's event was characterized by great organization, and it was such a good avenue for networking. The boat ride took off from the 5 Cowrie terminal point on Lagos Island. Looking at the serenity of the waterway, couples, friends, and colleagues utilized this avenue to relax, bond, and unwind, creating unforgettable memories. We had a great time dancing, drinking, and eating. Other guests spoke about their experiences and expectations.
Lag Ferry has done so well in the year under review. They've been, since over 3 years, 4 years ago, they've done so wonderful. They make sure that they've increased the numbers of people that is using the waterway, but I believe they can still do more. So with the high level of investment in waterway the government have done, so it is encouraging every Lagosian to patronize the waterway, and so that, as I said earlier, that will reduce the traffic flow and the traffic congestion on our road.
Young people can come and flex and enjoy themselves, chill and network. You know, this is a great opportunity and it's a good way of starting the year. We want to tell Lag Ferry to say thank you very much for putting all of this together. For everybody who support this event, we want to say thank you so much. We are grateful.
The role of water transportation cannot be overemphasized, as it provides an alternative to traffic gridlock on the roads.
This is the best. This is the best. It's more organized than the first one. Like the sitting space, the sitting arrangement is more organized than the first one I came for.
This is my first experience, yeah, and I really enjoy it, yeah.
I really enjoy it. Before I was scared, I would say, let's go, what kind of news you are wearing? But at least I enjoy it. I wish you will come next year again.
To see everybody.
I can go now, take it now. I will take
This is actually my second experience. I was here last year, and last year was actually awesome. So I had to come back this year again to experience it. So I can see everybody here are happy. We're partying and it's a blast. The best place to relax is either beside the river or now presently we are on the sea, moving on a barge. It was a nice party.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has also shown support for lag ferries initiatives, launching a mobile app and inaugurating new ferries to enhance the overall transportation experience, increasing response rate to complaints and suggestions, and also as a tool of accurate data collection on Lagos ferry services within the state. The Lagos Ferry Services event has come to stay, and it reminds us that water transportation remains a sure alternative to commuting by road. It's been fun exploring the Lagos waterways from 5 Cowries Terminal and back. Don't blame Lagosians when they party hard. It's because we also work hard. And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni. Next time is another date.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. At ShopX TV, our customers are the heart of everything we do. As a special thank you for your continued support, we are offering our customers 10% off on selected products from now till November 15th. That's right, shop now and save big on some of your favorite items while stock lasts. Don't miss out on this opportunity to grab amazing products at unbelievable prices. First is our amazing 4-in-1 CookX blender. It's a food processor, a grinder, a blender, and a juicer all in one. The CookX 4-in-1 blender comes with 3 versatile cup size. Pay twice to get this amazing cooking solution. And we are not done yet. ShopX TV is proud to introduce the ShopX Ultimate Crunch Exercise Machine. The 6-in-1 machine is designed to take your fitness to the next level. No need to worry about expensive gym fees. You can now work out from the comfort of your home and achieve results. With Ultimate Crunch cutting-edge technology, you can transform your body. Its enhanced features deliver a full body workout that's efficient, effective, and enjoyable. The secret is its advanced design that combines multiple exercise models into one unit. The versatile machine features adjustable resistance levels, an ergonomic design, and a built-in digital tracking system that displays speed, time, distance, and calories burned. From sculpting your abs to toning your legs, upper body, and strengthening your core, you would normally pay up to 449,950 naira for the ShopX Ultimate Crunch. But for a limited time only, call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get the ShopX Ultimate Crunch at 404,955 naira. Incredible! And that's not all. You can get the ShopX Ultimate Total Crunch in 2 easy payments of 202,478 naira. That's right, pay twice to get this amazing fitness solution. But hurry, limited stocks available. So call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts. The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
Muhammad Ali was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12, and at 18 he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight division at the 1960 Summer Olympics and turned professional later that year. In his early years as a professional, Clay was more highly regarded for his charm and personality than for his ring skills. He sought to raise public interest in his fights by reading childlike poetry and spouting self-descriptive phrases like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On February 25, 1964, at age 22, he pulled off a major upset, defeating Sonny Liston to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That same year, he shocked the boxing establishment again by denouncing his birth name as a slave name and formally took the name Muhammad Ali, which was given to him by his spiritual mentor Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam. For the next 3 years, Ali dominated the boxing arena. Then, on April 28, 1967, citing his religious beliefs, Ali refused induction into the U.S. Army at the height of the Vietnam War. Ali was stripped of his championship and precluded from fighting by every state athletic commission in the United States for 3.5 years. Ali's message of black pride and black resistance to white domination was on the cutting edge edge of the civil rights movement. In October 1970, Ali was allowed to return to boxing, but his skills had eroded. On March 8, 1971, he challenged Joe Frazier, who had become heavyweight champion during Ali's absence from the ring. It was a fight of historic proportions, billed as the fight of the century. Frazier won a unanimous 15-round decision. Following his loss to Frazier, Ali won 10 fights in a row, 8 of them against world-class opponents. After defeating Notting in a rematch, he fought Joe Frazier a second time and won a unanimous 12-round decision. Ali was the first fighter to win the World Heavyweight Championship on 3 separate occasions. He successfully defended his title 19 times. His place in boxing history as one of the greatest fighters ever is secure. His final record of 56 wins and 5 losses with 37 knockouts has been matched by others, but the quality of his opponent and the manner in which he dominated during his prime placed him on a plateau with boxing's immortals. Outside boxing, Ali attained success as a spoken word artist, releasing 2 studio albums, I Am the Greatest 1963 and The Adventures of Ali and His Gang vs. Mr. Tooth Decay 1976. Both albums received Grammy Award nominations. He also featured as an actor and writer, releasing 2 autobiographies. Muhammad Ali retired from boxing in 1981 and focused on his religion, philanthropy, and activism. In 1984, he made public his diagnosis of Parkinson's syndrome, which some reports attributed to boxing-related injuries, though he and his specialist physicians disputed this. He remained an active public figure globally, but in his later years made fewer public appearances as his condition worsened, and he was cared for by his family. Ali was chosen to light the Olympic flame at the start of the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. He died on June 3rd, 2016.
Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVC News at 4. We'll begin with reports that the federal government, through the Ministry of Interior, is working out a plan that will produce a special squad to protect critical power infrastructure and to address vandalism of electricity installations. The Minister of Interior, Lubumi Tunji-Ojo, spoke at a news conference in Abuja. In the first quarter of 2024 alone, Transmission Company of Nigeria reported 5 significant vandalism incidents which disrupted transmission operations, necessitating emergency repairs and in some cases complete tower reconstruction. The trend continued into 2025 with more than 18 transmission towers vandalized across Rivers, Abia and Kano states between the 9th and 14th of January. And here in Lagos, in a bid to meet the growing needs of the people of Ikoyi or Balende LCDA and ensure access to healthcare that rivals private institutions, the chairman of the LCDA, Fuad Atonda, is embarking on a state-of-the-art infrastructure to cater for the primary healthcare of the community. Now, from increasing doctors' salaries to attract and retain the best talent, to digitizing the healthcare system and reducing the community's mortality rates, the chairman says the Oluremi Tinubu Primary Healthcare Facility brings to fore the legacy of the administration with a mission to leave Ikoyi or Balende better than he found it.
We know we're done with our tenure in July of 2025. We said, what can we do to leave a lasting legacy? Most of the projects that we've embarked upon from 2017 up until now have been legacy projects. But we said to ourselves, let's do more for our people. And that was what gave birth to us bringing down this facility here. And we said, well, in 4 months, we will deliver. The engineers are working around the clock. We said to them, the money is not the problem. We are going to channel whatever we have into this project to make sure that this project stands the test of time.
This healthcare facility, when it is fully commissioned, will provide quality care delivery to the people within the community, and I'm sure they will benefit immensely from it.
Now, in what has become a worrying trend, another tanker explosion has occurred in Niger State. The incident happened in Kusobodi, a boundary community between Agei and Lapai local government areas, at around 4 p.m. on Monday, January the 27th. An eyewitness, Adamu Mohammed, confirmed that 4 people were inside the tanker at the time of the explosion. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency is yet to release an official statement regarding the incident. This comes just a week after a tragic tanker explosion in the Diko area of Niger State claimed 98 lives. And to a bit of security, troops of Operation Fasonyama has dismissed report making the rounds that the wanted bandit leader Bello Tuji has been captured by them. They confirmed that the terrorist is still on the run after attack on his camp. This is coming days after the commander, 1 Brigade Nigerian Army, Guzo, told journalists that 20 bandit leaders were killed while Bello Tuji is on the run and will soon be apprehended. In a statement by the coordinator, Joint Media Coordinating Center, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, the troops, in collaboration with operatives of the Department of State Services, has intercepted a cache of arms in the Kauran Namoda local government area of Zamfara State. Now, he says success was recorded during an operation conducted yesterday. Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi adds that the operation was based on intelligence regarding suspected arms dealers operating from Niger Republic. The troops, according to him, launched a covert operation to track the suspects, resulting in a pursuit along the Kaura Namoda road. The suspects, who attempted to escape by diverting their vehicle to the bush, were forced to abandon their vehicle after being engaged by the troops. Now to Kano State, where Governor Abba Yusuf has unveiled plans to create over 63,000 jobs for youths in the fabric industry across the state's 44 local government areas. Governor Yusuf made the announcement while officially reopening the fabric industry cluster in Kura local government area. The governor noted that the reopening of these clusters, initially established during Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso's administration from 2011 to 2015, demonstrates his commitment to delivering on his campaign promises. He, however, issued a stern warning to those involved in the theft of machinery deployed to the clusters, stressing that such activities will not be condoned under his administration.
When I was going around the 44 local governments campaigning for our election, I pledged, and as captured in my blueprint, that if elected into power, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are going to revive all the 44 garment industries. And true to our words, we earmarked hundreds of millions of naira to ensure that we have reached the stage we are today.
And still on governance, youths under the auspices of Ondo North Youth Alliance have resolved to recall the senator representing the Ondo North Senatorial District, Jide Misagba, for what they call his insensitivity to the security challenges in his constituency. They equally threatened to mobilize for his recall over his failure to attend to the development of the area since his inauguration 2 years ago. The youth president, Ujo Eniafe, who spoke in Akure, expressed concern that the senator has been insensitive to the rise in insecurity caused by cultists in Ondo North, particularly Owo Town. The youths, however, commended the state government for the swift intervention to arrest the situation in Owo Town following the incessant court clashes. Speaking on the non-performance of the lawmaker, the youth alleged that he failed to execute meaningful projects in the constituency.
We are resolved absolutely to recall the senator within the ambience of the law. And we will do that because we have over 500,000 youths in Ondo North Senatorial District, and these youths have rallied behind this leadership to take them to the promised land. So the senator will be gone if he refuses to change.
Anti-cultism, anti-thuggery, and anti-gangsterism work show where we'll publicly declare zero tolerance for cultism and indiscipline. But again, we are also very, very pragmatic at calling on government to begin to look at the aspect of job creation for our young people.
Away from Nigeria now to the foreign scene, where the U.S. Justice Department says it has fired more than a dozen employees who worked on the criminal prosecutions of President Donald Trump. The firings took effect on Monday. A statement by a Justice Department official says, in light of their actions, the acting Attorney General does not trust these officials to assist in faithfully implementing President Trump's agenda, and the action is consistent with a mission of ending, quote, the weaponization of government. It is not immediately clear which prosecutors were affected by the order or how many who worked under the Trump investigation will remain in the Justice Department. It is also not immediately known how many of the fired prosecutors intend to challenge determinations by arguing that the department had ignored civil service protections afforded to federal employees. That's TVC News at 4. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching. Coming up next is Sport Desk.
وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدان ومن خلفهم سدان فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون.
His Eminence Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, the Sultan of Sokoto and the President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, cordially invite you to the Nigerian Quran Convention, a monumental gathering of faith, unity and inspiration under the banner of one book, one faith, one ummah. This historic event brings together Muslims from all walks of life to celebrate the timeless beauty of the Quran, fostering spirituality, understanding, and unity. Join us on the 22nd of February 2025 at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, for a day of profound reflection, togetherness, and inspiration. The Nigerian Quran Convention, one book, one faith, one ummah. You're welcome.
The world needs moms. With a splash of golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into yes please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Providing tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil, for pure love.
Happy New Year, everyone!
May this new year bring you joy.
Here's to a fresh start, everyone.
May this year bring you love, laughter, and happiness.
Happy New Year!
Wishing you a year of growth and success.
Happy New Year!
A new year, a new start, way to go. Just as sports is exciting to fans, may the new year excite you all.
Wishing you a memorable and joyful new year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, wishing you a year of growth and success.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Here's wishing you a profitable new year.
Cheers to an oven fresh year 2025.
Happy New Year once again. I wish you well.
Every second, every minute, every hour, and every day, time doesn't just tick away. It counts down to political decisions that shape our world.
This country must move ahead.
Imagine the impact these decisions have on our lives. Some are consequential, others may leave us intrigued or baffled.
You will have no better friend and partner than Nigeria.
Step in and feel the frenzy like never before.
Join me every weekday for an hour of fact-finding interviews, but questions cut to the core.
How would you say your administration has fared in these sectors?
I will dig in to get to the heart of issues, from local politics to global insight. Join me as I unearth the power plays, jaw-dropping revelations and the unfiltered truth. This isn't just politics, it's unraveling the stories that matter. Brace yourself for Politics Tonight every weekday at 8 p.m., where every decision echoes along the corridors of our lives. Politics Tonight, only on TVC News.
When shippers groan under the weight of ceaseless charges that tend to throw them off balance in the sector, Nigerian Shippers Council promptly comes to their rescue.
We will all of us work together as a team to move our country and indeed Shippers Council forward.
To get justice done without the money for any charges.
It's Tidbit, the world and the first to break the 24,000 TEU mark.
Allah Inland Dry Port is born again. Finally, the eagle has landed.
The essence of a dry port is to decongest the port and make the shipping services nearer to shippers.
Join us for a smooth sail on your favorite maritime program, The Shipper, brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News.
TVC Sport Desk.
All right, the AFCON draw stole the show last night in Africa. You must be ready to beat the best. Hello and welcome on the Tuesday show. This is TVC Sports Desk, and I am Promise Efoge. Coming up on the program today, Super Eagles captain Trust Ekong reacts to Nigeria's Group C draw of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Neymar's time in Saudi Arabia comes to an abrupt end after terminating contract with Pro League club Al Hilal. In the NBA, Miami Heat suspend Jimmy Butler for flouting club rules. These and much more will make up the show. Neymar has had his contract at Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal terminated by mutual consent. This is a developing story as the 32-year-old Brazilian international joined for 90 million euros in August 2023, but has now only played 7 times for the club after injuries. The world's most expensive footballer has now only made 2 appearances this season, most recently as a substitute in November. Neymar had around 7 months remaining on his contract, having joined Al Hilal on a 2-year deal with a reported wage of 150 million euros a year. He joined claiming he wanted to write new sporting history, but had a prolonged spell on the sidelines after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament during Brazil's World Cup qualifier against Uruguay in October. And report has it that Neymar is on his way back to his boyhood club Santos in Brazil. All right, now let's reflect on league games played on Monday night in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Enyimba's poor form under new manager Stanley Eguma continued as they were well beaten 2-0 by Kwara United in Ilorin. In Spain, Deportivo Alaves and Celta Vigo shared points with a 1-1 draw. And in the Serie A in Italy, Venezia drew 1-1 against Hellas Verona, while Genoa edged Monza 2-0. Let's see highlights of these games and return with our focus on the AFCON draw.
can Cameroon defend for this second half? But what a strike! What an unbelievable goal from JJ Okocha!
Let's do it again. 3 African Cup of Nations trophies, 137 goals, trumpets and drums, striking jerseys, Nigerians waving flags to victory. So let's do it again. Cheer to an Eagles flight and show of might. In this game played to the rhythm of African drums, connecting us by common threads of dreams, of passion, of heartbeats, of sunset across green fields. Let's do it again. Believe again. Conquer the continent again. Cause you know get as you take heavy. Naija they carry last. Body clock set to raw believe. Let's do it again. With a belief cupped in the appetite of the game. Beyond mending ethnic divides, you see, this has history. Frozen in the brilliance of a Yakini strike. In the gangling gambit of Kanu's game. In the allure of an Okocha's midfield magic. Oh, let's do it again. This history, woven in sweet victories. This is a moment, now pulling us into reclamation. Let's do it again. In blood green and grease, the wonder of the new generation Eagles, who carry fire in their bones and compassion in their eyes. We're no feet born out. The wonder of youth, the wonder of a new age now searching for its own glory, the glory of a 4th run, the enchantment of a 4th title. This is a reign of valor, a beautiful story unfolding. So let's do it again.
All right, the Super Eagles were on the verge of doing it again last year when they got to the final of the Africa Cup of Nations, and the players are poised to indeed do it again to win the AFCON title for a 4th time when they converge in Morocco with the rest of the continent. Now, the Super Eagles have been drawn against Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania in Group C of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations at a glittering ceremony in Rabat, Morocco, attended by new Super Eagles coach Eric Schell. The Super Eagles were drawn against the formidable North African side and a tricky Ugandan team. Host Morocco are drawn in Group A against Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. In other intriguing regional contests, 3 Southern African teams will feature in Group B, with South Africa, Angola, and Zimbabwe all drawn against Egypt. The winners and runners-up in each group, plus the best 4 third-place teams, will reach the knockout stage. Africa's biggest football event will begin on the 21st of December. Super Eagles captain William Troost Ekong is reacting to the draw.
AFCON 2025 draw now over. Very exciting to see the new group. Tunisia, Uganda, Tanzania, 3 teams that need to be respected. I think we have the experience now to know how to handle these situations. There's no such thing as an easy game in Africa, and yeah, I stand by that. But I believe that we have everything in our team to make sure that we come out of this group and this time go all the way. We learned so much last year from the AFCON in Abidjan, but this time we'll be more ready and be working hard throughout the year to make sure everyone is fit and ready, and everyone's looking forward to getting going under the new coach. So yeah, exciting year ahead and very happy with the AFCON draw.
Interesting one from the captain of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Eagles, of course, will play all their group games at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations at the 45,000 capacity complex Sportif do Fes in Fes. Fes is a city in the northeastern part of Morocco. Eric Schell's men will open their campaign against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania on Tuesday, the 23rd of December. It will be the second ever meeting between both countries at the AFCON finals. We have a preview, or rather details of fans and stakeholders reacting to the draws in this report.
Nigerians have been reacting to the just concluded AFCON 2025 draw, where the Super Eagles have been pitched alongside the Taifa Stars, the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, and the Cranes of Uganda in Group C. Former Super Eagles player Sam Soje told TVC News that it is a good draw for the 3-time AFCON champions.
No, I think we've got the players. I think they are going to be tough because, football has gone to that level now. Every team is going to be tough. I'm sure the players know that. The manager knows that. every team is going to be hard. So it's nice. I think we are going to be more of the team that they want to be. So yeah, every game will be really hard.
Football fans in Lagos who spoke with TVC News are also confident that the Eagles will qualify from the group and do well in the tournament.
And the draw is favorable to Nigeria, and thank God we are having a new coach now. If he can do his strategic way, he can able to do well in the Nations Cup. I even hope that Nigeria can even get the Nations Cup again this time around.
That Tanzania is out of it. Because the only team that I'm afraid of is Tunisia. With the team that we have, I believe that Nigeria will win. I'm very sure of that.
Special advisor to the president on grassroots sport is backing new Super Eagles coach to excel in the tournaments.
And what Nigeria needs most now is attacking football. And with the support of the federal government, this man is going to do excellently well. And with the support of all the indigenous coaches working with him, we're going to go a long way.
He knows that. He's got a big job in his hands. And I think he's up for the job. He has to be up for the job. Let's all support him. He's the manager now. So let's all go behind him and support him. And I know he's, as much as the job is tough, he's got good players to work with. So that's a very positive.
9 stadia have been confirmed by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, and host country, Morocco, for the tournament, with 4 of those stadia in the city of Rabat. Mian Akiri, TVC News, Lagos.
TVC Sport Desk.
Lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibility.
Sport Desk.
All right, former Super Eagles striker Peter EJ is live on the program from his base in Sweden at this time. Thank you so much, Peter, for being a part of the show. What are your thoughts about the AFCON draw that was held last night? Talking about how the Nigerian team found themselves in Group C of the tournament. Peter.
Yeah, the draw was, I think it will be favorable for the Super Eagles. You know, we have teams there that is, you call them underdogs, you know, but in football, African football, there is no underdogs. Most underdogs can pull a surprise. So being complacent or being relaxed to say the Super Eagle will qualify just like that without putting effort and hard work, definitely it means we are doing ourselves a disservice. So I believe we've seen the draw. Now it's for the technical department to go through these things and see how to help the new handler in order to navigate properly and qualify.
All right, let's take a look at what Group C looks like now. We can have a confirmation of that in graphics. We were monitoring the draws here, and I mean, it was good to see that the Super Eagles were seeded. They were in pot 1 and were seeded as far as the grouping was concerned. Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania in Group C. On paper, it looks like an easy group, like you mentioned earlier. On paper. But it was good you also did mention that as far as football is concerned on the continent of Africa, it's difficult to underrate any team or think any team is an underdog. Tanzania, featured at the Nations Cup some years ago under coach Emmanuel Amunike, and we saw how well they performed on that occasion. Uganda are a team you don't want to underrate. You do so at your own peril. And Tunisia, Peter EJ, that was the team that eliminated the Super Eagles at the AFCON tournament in 2021. How do you think the Super Eagles can navigate through this group?
Yeah, Tunisia, let me start with Tunisia, for example. They played the Super Eagles before they went in the Super Eagles, in the tournament. And we see that if by ranking, you will say, okay, Nigeria, Tunisia will qualify. But Tanzania, they might be underdogs, but definitely they have these crafty players, fast players that can pull a surprise at any time. So it depends on the mentality the Eagles are going into the tournament with. And also, we're just in January. The tournament begins in December. So we have about 9 months to prepare. No excuse. The Super Eagles is going with back-to-back 2 African best players, Osimhen and Lukman. And of course, the other players that will complement the team. So it means the Eagles, we have something on the table. So how to put the teams together and make it function properly now is a question mark. But the good thing also, the World Cup game is coming, which I believe the coach will take that as a priority in preparation of the Nations Cup.
Absolutely. All right. Eric Shell has been asked a couple of times, okay, you've seen the draw. What should Nigerians expect? And he's told all Lucas to listen that he's not ready for the AFCON yet. His eyes are fixed on the World Cup qualifiers that would kick off, or rather resume in March. Now, with about 9-10 months to prepare for the Africa Cup of Nations, what kind of preparations do you think the Super Eagles would need at this time to scale through that group, scale through the AFCON, and perhaps emerge winners? Because while I was in camp with the team a couple of months ago, these players say they were just within a touching distance, to lifting the trophy last year in Abidjan. They lost it just by the whiskers, and they just want to go to the AFCON this time around and get the trophy again. Peter.
Yeah, for the World Cup preparation, we know every team expects the Eagles to play this entertainment football. But if I'm, in that picture, definitely I will draw in a new mentality of playing more offensive football, more direct football, maybe in the first 45 minutes. Then before we go back to our normal cultural play. Because I believe every team that plays against the Eagles, of course, they want to entertain the crowd. Doing that, they lose, momentum because they want to show. It's like playing against, a big brand. You want to show a lot of things that is out of, what the team planned for the game. So Nigeria can hit anything with surprise. We have faster players. We have Osimhen. We have Lukman from the wing. It's just to hit everything with direct play. From the beginning. I think that we help the Eagles to navigate because now everything expect the Eagles to go back to the old ways and still playing this tiki-taka football, trying to walk the ball just like what we see other teams play in the Premier League. They want to walk the ball from goalpost to goalpost. Sometimes you hit teams with counter-attack, and direct football.
From your submission, Peter, of course, you are a coach. It's apparent you are referring to the Eagles devising a strategy that would work for them at the AFCON tournament. We saw them devise a kind of strategy at the last AFCON, which was quite defensive. Nigerians were not so happy with the way the Eagles played at the AFCON last year, though they got to the final of the tournament. I'll come back to you, Peter. Let me talk to your former colleague, Sam Soje, who is also live in the studio with me at this time. Sam, glad to have you on the show today. Interesting draws we saw yesterday in Rabat, Morocco. Let me start with Group A before we come to Group C. I know you are itching to talk about the Super Eagles group. But let's start with Group A, where we have Egypt, South Africa, I beg your pardon, where we have Morocco, the host nation, Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. Let's have a confirmation of that on the screen now so we can have a good conversation around this. Morocco are the host nation, and they will be favorites in that group, Sam.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think it's going to be a good tournament, and Morocco has to be a favourite because they're hosting. So we're looking to a very good tournament. Hopefully, we can see good football. That group is tough, but at the same time, where we are in football now, this generation now, there's no team that is an easy team. So we're looking for a good tournament.
Absolutely. Morocco, Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. Looking at that group, bookmakers would want to imagine that Morocco and Mali will scale through. But if we saw what Comoros did at the 2021 AFCON tournament, you would want to give them a chance in that group. In Group B, we have Egypt, the Pharaohs, with a certain Mohamed Salah, who is the most informed player in Africa at the moment. We've got South Africa, Angola, and Zimbabwe. 3 Southern African teams in that group, Soji.
Yeah, when it comes to the national score, from experience, there's always surprises. But, as a fan, as a neutral kind of guy, you want the best team to qualify. So we would love Egypt to qualify. But this group shows to you that you cannot underestimate any team. So we're looking forward to who comes out of this group. But it's going to be a tough group because we've got some tough teams in this group.
All right. Group C, where we have Nigeria seeded. Nigeria is the top team in Group C. Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania. All right. In 2021, Tunisia ousted the Super Eagles in the round of 16. Thunder will not strike twice in one place, OJ.
No. I think where we are at the moment, we are very confident with our players, with our team. Now we've got a new coach. I think history won't play any part. Hopefully we can go through. We've never struggled in a group stage when it comes to the national scope. This will not be different. As long as we get our tactics right, I think we've got no problem to come out of this group.
Group D has former champions Senegal, the Teranga Lions, the DR Congo, Benin Republic, and Botswana. While the draws were going on, I was talking to the director of media of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ademola Olajire. I said, let us avoid Benin Republic. I'm tired of the Super Eagles playing Benin Republic. Yeah. We'll play them in the AFCON qualifiers. We'll play them in the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. We don't want to play them at the AFCON. And thankfully, they are in Group D, a separate group from the Eagles. Senegal, DR Congo, Benin Republic, and Botswana. What we've seen Raw do with Benin Republic in recent times, you want to give them a chance to qualify from this group? I do. But I don't want to be arrogant, but, I promise I'll have to go against you. We are Super Eagles. We don't fear anyone. We want to play. For you to go to all the way and win the trophy, you have to be the best teams. So, I'll go against what you're saying. If we meet anyone in this tournament, I want to believe that with the team that we have, we've got a better chance. With the right tactics that we have, regardless of what happened before, I think we've got a better chance to qualify and go all the way. Hopefully, take a new trophy, as we say. I wasn't scared of Benin Republic, though. We defeated them 3-0 in Uyo. I was just talking about the fact that I was tired of seeing the Eagles playing Benin Republic, indeed. Let's take a look at Group E, where we have Algeria seated in that group, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, and Sudan. This looks like a group that Burkina Faso and Algeria would walk through on paper. But like we always say, football is like biscuit. You never know where it can crack. I'm happy you said on paper. Football is not played on paper. This is reality. It's going to be a tough competition. This group, it looks weak, but there's no weak team in the Nations Cup. So, this is all the group. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, Group F, the last group, we've got the defending champions, Côte d'Ivoire. I saw an interview with MS Faye where he said if he gets to play Nigeria again, he would want to repeat what he did against the Super Eagles in the final of the competition last year. Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Gabon, Mozambique. That's a tough group, Sam. That's a tough group. Yeah, it's a tough group, but at the same time, that's a compliment because everyone wants to play against Super Eagles, even when they're not in our group. So, good luck to them. We'll see how it goes, but we want to pray that the best teams qualify because it makes the Nations Cup a good tournament. So, hopefully the best teams qualify from these groups. All right, before I let you go, Sam, who is your top 4 teams at the Nations Cup? Those 4 teams you think will make it to the semi-finals? Yeah. To be fair, I have to go with the usuals. First of all, I'm Nigerian. I'm a big fan of the Super Eagles, so I will go with the Super Eagles first. And Morocco looks a good side. Mali always comes with surprises because of the strength that they have. And I want to put South Africa up there because of the way they've been playing. So those are my 4 teams. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the Super Eagles will go there just as we did in 1994 when we won the trophy for the first time. This is a new trophy. We have to go out there and win a new trophy. Okay, Peter EJ is still very much on the program, live from Sweden. Peter, quickly, Sam has just mentioned his top 4 teams. Who are your top 4 teams, those teams you think will make it to the semi-finals of the AFCON in Morocco?
You know, we always, as a Nigerian, you always put your country forward. You know, we are very passionate about the Eagles. That's why we want them to succeed. But emotionally, you know, things might go south, but you never know. For Nigeria first, of course, Senegal, you know, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire also, and Cameroon. You know, I think should be.
Okay, before I let you go, Peter, there's been this, you know, divergent conversation around the new manager, Eric Schell. He's good enough. He's not good enough for the Eagles. What are your thoughts about his, appointment as the Super Eagles coach?
Yeah, I thought, you know, I think they vetted his, you know, his credentials and see him is the best, you know, suitable person for that position. And him accepting, you know, the job at this point in time, I believe he has something to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has seen, you know, the World Cup, you know, table, and he believes, you know, he can do it. Of course, we are rooting for him and hoping he makes it.
Okay.
You know, Nigeria wants to be in the World Cup.
Absolutely. We hope he makes it. Pictures of when Mali lost in the quarterfinals of the AFCON, you know, erupted, where they were pouring water on his head. And someone said, well, we have enough water in Nigeria. And so if he gets to that point, but he doesn't get to that point because we believe Eric Schell will do a good job. Sam Soje, thank you so much for being on the show. Peter EJ, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. Former Super Eagles players live on the program today. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, and as we count down to the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, we shall continue to reflect on Nigeria's outing at the tournament in recent years. Since winning the title the 3rd time in 2013, the 2023 edition 10 years ago later would be the first time the Super Eagles will reach the final of the competition. They were indeed close to emerging champions. We saw that happen, but football happened in that very final. The host nation narrowly won 2-1 in that enthralling final in Abidjan. Let's flash back on those moments. All right, that game was a very interesting game, not very interesting for an average Nigerian football fan, but it was a sweet game for every Ivorian who loved football. All right, away from that now, Chairman of the Akwa Ibom State Football Association, Samuel Omor, has visited and inspected the facilities of a newly established football academy in Uyo, the state capital. Omar, who was accompanied by members of the State Football Association, was impressed by what he saw at the KMK Football Academy and commended the management for putting necessary tools and facilities in place for young players to thrive. The FA chairman also charged the players to take every opportunity to build their fledgling football career. The KMK Football Foundation and Academy say they are committed to working with the State Association and government to develop young talents in the state and take football in Akwa Ibom to another level.
The facility is amazing and all the plans that you have. But then again, you can only have this if you have committed staffs, dedicated players who play with.
All right, away from that now, the Nigeria under-19 cricket team, the junior female Yellow Greens, earned a point in the Super 6 clash with England at the ICC 2025 T20 Cricket World Cup in Malaysia. The clash was abandoned due to heavy downpour, and the International Cricket Council confirmed both sides were awarded 1 point apiece. This is the second time that a match involving Nigeria will be abandoned due to rainfall after the group stage clash against Samoa was also called off, as both sides got 1 point each. Nigeria qualified for the Super 6 after finishing second in the group stage behind South Africa following an historic win over New Zealand. South Africa leads the Super 6 group with 6 points, followed by England with 4 points, while Nigeria are third with 3 points, thanks to a better net run rate than the United States. All right, Shenwa Jidagba is a Nigerian cricket writer and pundit. He joins the program live now. Glad to have you on the show. Nigeria now third in the Super 6 Group 2 with 3 points. And there are suggestions a win against Ireland in their last game on Wednesday could give them a chance of advancing. Talk us through this possibility.
Thank you very much, Promise, and super excited to be here on Sports Deck. Happy New Year to you. The very first time I will be on the show. And it's quite interesting to know that the world is talking about the female yellow greens. I said it different fora, that even the inauguration of the American president, the 47th American president, Donald Trump, was overshadowed by the win of Nigeria over New Zealand, because nobody ever saw that coming, that New Zealand, who were semi-finalists at the inaugural edition of the World Cup that happened in South Africa, would get to lose against a Nigerian team who was making a debut. And that New Zealand side had about 6 players who made their debut at the Under-19 World Cup in South Africa some 2 years ago. So for Nigeria to beat them meant that we achieved a lot of feats, and we put ourselves on the global map for the positive reasons. It's quite unfortunate, Promise, that our hopes of playing in the semi-final of the ICC Under-19 Female World Cup has been dashed by what happened on Saturday at the Borneo Cricket Ground in Sarawak, Malaysia, where we were supposed to play England, who finished as Group B table toppers, because the way they did the Super 6 was that the top in each group will face the second and runners-up in the other groups, because we have a 16-team format, and the top 3 in each group progresses to the Super 6, but they are now split into 2 different groups, which is Group 1 and Group 2. So Nigeria found ourselves in Group 2, where we are supposed to face England and also face Ireland. For Ireland, they were in the same group with India. So they finished third in their own group, I mean Ireland. So by virtue of that, it meant that if Nigeria had beaten England and had beaten Ireland, would have gotten a semi-final ticket, which is quite unprecedented. But unfortunately, because we had to share points, it meant that Nigeria cannot progress to the semi-final because teams carry over their points. You understand? Teams carry over their points into the Super. And so by virtue of that draw game, it meant that the 4 semi-finalists are now complete. We have South Africa, we have England, we have Australia, and we have India. So the semi-finalist is complete. But what Nigeria is now fighting for tomorrow is that if at the YSD UKM Cricket Over in Bangui, Nigeria defeats Ireland, which starts at 3:30 a.m. Nigerian time, it meant that Nigeria will have qualified automatically for the next Under-19 Female World Cup that will happen in Nepal and Bangladesh. And that will be the very first time that 2 countries will be co-hosting the Cricket Under-19 Female World Cup. You know, just like in Chan for football, where we are having 3 countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, all co-hosting, or just like we are having at the World Cup, that Canada, USA, and Mexico are all jointly going to co-host. So for us, what we are doing now is we are fighting for ranking points. Unfortunately, what they do in cricket is that you carry over what you have in the group stage into the Super 6. And so if you are playing against teams that, you know, didn't qualify for the Super 6, whatever you have achieved will not be counted. Because in cricket, when you draw a game, it's 1 point. But when you win a game, it's 2 points, which is against what you see in football, where you win is 3 points. So for us, we have overachieved by virtue of where we are, that we are setting ourselves a 2028 target. But unfortunately, and coincidentally, permit me to use those 2 words, we are achieving those feats in 2024. Because people did not really get this memo. And this is credit to Mr. Uyapata, President Nigerian Cricket Federation, who has invested heavily in youth development, because when he came on board on September 21, 2021, cricket being played across the 6 geopolitical zones. That means 250,000 children will be playing cricket across 6 geopolitical zones. We also want to have top cricket across the 6 geopolitical zones. We want to increase the ranking of Nigeria. All of these boxes have been ticked. So for us, we have put ourselves on the world map for positive reasons.
All right, Shewa Jidagba, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the program today. Thank you so much. All right, it is day 2 of the 56th edition of the Molade Okoya Thomas National Open Table Tennis Championship, and organizers have doubled the winners' prizes for the men and women's singles.
For the first time, a total of 355 players from 22 states and 67 clubs across the country are taking part in Africa's longest-running table tennis tournament. On day 2, the legendary Taufik Maya of Oyo State returned to his old stomping ground. The now 63-year-old won the 1996 men's singles of the Molade Okoya Thomas Championship after defeating Sao Ayemujuba. Ahead of the main draws, youngster Matthew Kuti has been seeded number 1 for the men's singles. Kuti will face defending champion Muiz Adegoke of Lagos, Jamiu Anyowale of Rivers State, Abdul Basit Abdul Fattah of Kwara State, and Amadi Ome of Edo State. In the women's category, Shukurat Ayela Began is the number 1 seed. Shukurat will face 9-time defending champion Bose Odusoya of Lagos, Aminat Fashola of the Civil Defense Corps, and Kabirat Ayola, also of Lagos, for the title. The championship will end on the 1st of February in celebration of the 10th anniversary of its initiator, Chief Molade Okoya Thomas. In addition, the chairman of the Lagos State Table Tennis Association, Tunji Lawal, has...
All right, Jimmy Butler has been suspended indefinitely by the Miami Heat after a continued pattern of disregard to team rules. The 6-time NBA All-Star had already been suspended twice by his team this month for issues that concerns discipline, ruling him out of 9 matches. The Heat said he walked out of a team practice on Friday and has now been suspended again without pay. All right, that will be the size of the show today. Many thanks for watching. It's been Sports Desk. I am Promise Foge. Bye-bye now.
TVC Sport Desk.
Happy New Year, everyone!
May this new year bring you joy.
Here's to a fresh start, everyone.
May this year bring you love, laughter, and happiness.
Happy New Year!
Wishing you a year of growth and success. Happy New Year! A new year, a new start, way to go.
Just as sports is exciting to fans, may the new year excite you all.
Wishing you a memorable and joyful New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, wishing you a year of growth and success.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Here's wishing you a profitable New Year.
Cheers to an oven fresh year 2025. Happy New Year once again. I wish you well.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
When shippers groan under the weight of ceaseless charges that tend to throw them off balance in the sector, Nigerian Shippers Council promptly comes to their rescue.
We will all of us work together as a team to move our country and indeed Shippers Council forward.
To get justice done without the money for any charges.
It's Tidbit, the world, and the first to break the 24,000 TEU mark.
Allah Inland Dry Port is born again. Finally, the eagle has landed.
The essence of a dry port is to decongest the port and make the shipping services nearer to shippers.
Join us for a smooth sail on your favorite maritime program, The Shipper, brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
For over 6 decades, the Bank of Industry, BOI, has been driving Nigeria's industrial development through financial and business support services.
Bank of Industry is one organization that has kept their words with the Nigerian businesses.
I have been able to expand my business from catering, event management, into water production.
A single digit that Bank of Industry offers is the only solution to stay afloat.
BOI Impact, now showing Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. on TVC News.
Wherever you see destruction, it's because God is absent. There is no destruction in God. So who started killing from Genesis? Satan. Jesus exposed him. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I am come that you may have life and have it how much? More abundant. I prophesy as your amen is coming like thunder. Whatever is yours, receive it now.
Keep up with innovative, revealing, and groundbreaking happenings in the world of brands and brand builders in Nigeria and across the globe. Mingle with people and brands that make the cut and the personalities that keep reinventing the trends and traditions in the marketing world. All an exciting one-stop shop for marketing vibes. Marketing Edge on TV. You are always right on time with the right people and movers and shakers of the world of marketing as they share their views and ideas on the business and challenges of advertising, corporate affairs, media strategy, and the unfolding exciting world of digital marketing. Join the trendsetters and key decision makers as they shape opinions and project into the future of the marketing landscape for 30 exhilarating minutes on this channel. Stay ahead, be thrilled to beat, be marketing savvy with Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Hello and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout, reaching you from our state-of-the-art studio in Eko Atlantic City, Victoria Island, Lagos. I am Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, troops intercept machine guns, AK-47 rifles meant for terrorists in Zamfara. Afenifere and Obi hail Afe Babalala for withdrawing defamation suit against Farotimi. Police quiz us Showare over viral extortion video. And later on the show, Obasa absent from plenary as Miranda lawmakers display united front. One Obasa not to heat up polity. I'll be hanging out with Kaidi Ladende. We still expect one more guest, but Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. Troops intercept machine guns, AK-47 rifles meant for terrorists in Zamfara. Now the fight against terrorism is a battle for safety and freedom waged on the front lines by gallant soldiers. In the northwest, troops of the 1 Brigade under Operation Fasanyama in collaboration with the Department of State Services DSS intercepted a shipment of weapons allegedly destined for terrorist groups in Zamfara State. The interception occurred along the Kaura Namoda Zumi Road, where the suspects attempted to evade capture. Now this marks another success in efforts to disrupt arms trafficking and protect the region from the grip of terrorism. All right, Kaidi Ladindi, we are together at this time. But yes. Kaidi, let's begin the conversation this way. The Nigerian army acting on credible intelligence to block the supply of weapons that was actually meant for these bandits. This is indeed a cherry news. Don't you agree?
Yes, it is. It is. But like we always do, we need to go deeper. Deeper in the sense that, yes, we're not surprised that the terrorists have arms being supplied to them, for them to be having some sophisticated arms that they can even try to even fight the Nigerian military is quite preposterous to include a bloody civilian like us, because we know those who are statutory, who have the statutory right to carry weapons.
Exactly.
So for us to see non-state actors having arms going from time to time, it's a worrisome development. You know, so having this kind of thing, yes, there's a bit of uhuru, sort of, but then beyond that, we need to make it a common thing. Carrying arms illegitimately, it's something that should be easy to track. How do you move arms? Is it by road? Is it through the bush? These are places where we have security. So rather than, I'm sorry to use the word, rather than doing some stop and search, and you can see innocent people and you extort them, I'm talking about the bad eggs now. This is the reason why you exist. Work on credible intelligence. You should have intelligence. Oh, if you pass through this particular, what do you call it now, roadblock, there must be some kind of intelligence that, hey, this person probably passed us without waiting. You should be able to track these people. So these are normal things that we'd expect that our military intelligence and other security agents, because it's not just
but this one,
the
they
military.
said they work with the DSS.
Exactly.
And they said that, I think, there's always this that DSS are always available
no,
in
there's
all
no
the
doubt
local
that
governments.
This is lovely.
So the fact that intelligence actually, it played out.
You see,
and
you know,
it got the result.
Let me give you a funny scenario. As much as some people will tell you military is different from police, there's something I always say about the security agents generally, especially in this part, because that's where I live.
True.
I've always said that when they want to work, they will work. For example, when the AIG's wife was kidnapped, I said it openly in the newsroom. I said they can't escape. I said they will get them. Go and check the record. Most times when they kill a policeman, probably during robbery bank back in the days, trust me, we hear that they bring down those people or they find a way of apprehending them because they give out all their best. I'm not saying that I'm accusing them of not doing stuff, but I'm just saying that when they want to work, look at that operation. It was massive. They recovered ransom. They even the fleeing bandits, I mean the kidnappers, they also got them. And the remaining one, the police is still on their trail. So I'm just saying that the same thing with the military. I am not surprised. Somebody will say, oh, they are just doing their job. They shouldn't be clapped for. No, they deserve to be clapped for. So that they can do more of this. We can have more of people being apprehended. And we see a situation where we know that in this country, you can't go scot-free. You can't carry weapons. And to also trace it to, I think that's the worrisome part.
Yes.
To also trace it to Niger Republic, where they said the
I was about to come in from there because arms dealers bringing in weapons from Niger Republic can only happen because of our porous borders. In your opinion, do you think the government is showing enough political will to deal with that, and arrest the border situation?
You see, this will also,
are they showing enough political will?
This will also bring me to that kind of commendation I saw the president making about the Minister of Interior, or the Ministry of Interior, so to say. We've seen a whole lot of intelligence, because that's what you actually need.
Okay.
Not much of military might, not much of sleepless nights by some of our security agents, but we need to see more intelligence, we need to see more skills being deployed. So a lot of things have improved, but how they will achieve, that zero issue, it's something that I don't have the expertise to talk about that. But we can only say that let them deploy more technology, let them deploy more intelligence to, nip this in the bud. Because if they know this is our weakness and we keep mouthing it on TV, on radio every time, and we don't get to see action, we don't get to see corporate, we don't get to see even people who are conniving with those people.
True.
Because somebody who is dealing with arms has a deep pocket that is using for some of these officers for these things to move. So we need to see more actions. We can only tell the Ministry of Interior, we can only tell the military, we can only tell everyone involved in the joint patrol of our borders, that they can do more. And they need to, maybe we also deploy the Trump's issue, but
like build a wall or what?
But it's a West Africa. ECOWAS has a treaty towards that.
Exactly.
But then they need to agree on how to actually protect our borderlines.
On how to protect our borderlines. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. Afenifere Obi Hail Afe Babalola for withdrawing defamation suit against Faritimi. Now, let's talk about the legal battles often serve as a test of patience and the ability to reconcile disputes. Renowned legal luminary Are Afe Babalola SAN has agreed to withdraw the defamation case he filed against human rights activist and lawyer Dele Faritimi. The case, which began last year, centered on allegations that Faritimi defamed Babalola in a book. Faritimi was remanded for 20 days before securing bail and regaining freedom on December 24th, 2024. Now, calm has now been restored after a midnight meeting involving traditional rulers in Ado-Ekiti, where Afe Babalola resolved to end the legal tussle. So right about now, we have Majid Jamiu joining us right here in the studio. Majid, so good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Majid, let's start with this matter. Now that the major complainant, who is Are Afe Babalola, is pulling out of this matter, is it safe to say that that the matter has been resolved?
Yeah, if Are Afe Babalola himself, I'm from Ekiti.
Okay.
So, and it's not by coincidence that this event happened in Ekiti. So, we call him Kabiesi, and we respect Are Afe Babalola a lot. And if he says he's withdrawing the case, then I think he's a senior advocate of Nigeria of repute, and he knows his onions. He knows, he was not forced to say so.
Okay.
And if you look at the delegation of the traditional rulers from Yoruba land, led by Onirisha himself.
Really high-powered delegation.
Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II. He went with the will of Ado-Ekiti.
Yes.
The chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council in Ekiti State. I think the Oloye of, I can't recall the title now. And also the Ajero of Ijero land. Several of them, they arrived at Ado-Ekiti around 10:30 Sunday evening. So it's not a joke, So for that high-powered delegation, I think they went straight to Abuad, where Baba Afe resides, and after some consultations, he decided to say, Afe said something. He said, it's a proper, a well brought up Yoruba man, and that he has a lot of respect for our culture and tradition. And that's why a plea from the Ooni of Ife and the other traditional rulers is not just taken with a pinch of salt. It's a command. It's a directive which he has decided to comply with. So to that, I give him so much kudos, because I spoke with one of the lawyers of Faro TV just on Sunday evening. Coincidentally, I didn't even know that meeting was going on. He said that they were already preparing another trip to Ekiti State. You know the rigors of going from Lagos to Ekiti. Lagos to Ekiti is a minimum of a 5-hour journey.
Exactly.
And if you are going for that case and court sits by 9 a.m., which means you must be there a day earlier. You must sleep over. So, and
when the judge can also postpone the case.
The judge might just decide to postpone to adjourn. So it's a lot of relief, and because I've been looking at the young man, but then there are still some nitty-gritties which needs to be tied. What happens to the book which has gone to Amazon and stuff like that? So I think
we'll still get to talk about that. But Daily Faratimi, has not responded to this recent development, and
he's not permitted to talk.
But knowing who Daily Faratimi is, how do you think he will respond to this olive branch?
I don't know. As much as I don't want to preempt him, one thing I know a bit about him is that he's also a cultured person. So I want to believe that if the Obas look at that high delegation, and definitely you can also point some kind of attribution to Afenifere, you understand, who also stood by him and also said that, irrespective of what he has done, let the things be done rightly, because definitely they can't say justice shouldn't be served. But I think what they've done well is that they've settled it out of court. Delivery to me would not talk because the court says he should not talk.
Grant interviews.
You understand, grant interviews, and except what you mean by talk is different from what I understand it to be.
I've been trying to look at his social media, his Twitter, his page. He didn't talk. He didn't even say anything about it.
We wouldn't blame him for not talking because he's also a lawyer himself, so he knows what it means to violate a court order and court instruction. But having said that, I want to believe that no matter what it is, some lessons have been learned by both sides, and some agreement would have been reached. For the man to, if you needed to see that video, you had to. Definitely, that's the culture. A 95-year-old man, Oba is Oba.
Sure.
And for the Oba to also come to your house, definitely they don't need a delivery to me to say I'm sorry before he will accept their request. And like the Ooni of Ife highlighted, they said that, Afe, we respect you. You have a name.
But by adventure, he sticks to his guns. That, this matter needs to go on, maybe fundamental human.
I won't preempt him.
But really, what do you see happening afterwards? Then?
That's why I said I won't preempt him. For the fact that it has gotten to this level, I do not think he will speak against what... he may have... he may not listen to Peter Obi, who also went to Affair, But, now that the traditional rulers have stepped in, I think the political leader has stepped in, the traditional rulers have stepped in. I do not think he will want to go contrary to the path of peace.
Majid, what are your thoughts here?
Well,
there are two questions here.
Yeah. Two. For the referral to me, like you said, the case will still be heard on the adjourned date.
Okay.
And what is on ground is he has been told not to discuss this matter.
Yes.
So that's number one. So number two is that it is, Ariafe Bagola said is going to instruct his lawyers to withdraw the case. So on the next adjourned date, which I think is tomorrow or Wednesday, the case will be withdrawn. The judge might decide to strike it out that day,
okay,
or fix another.
How about the independent charges, the other ones that have actually come up?
Yes.
What happens to those ones?
That is not Ekiti State.
Okay.
That's in Ibadan.
The one is in Ibadan, one
Yes.
is in Abuja. So, and that has nothing to do with Are Babalola.
Okay.
I mean, he allegedly libeled.
Yeah, he's the chief complainant.
Are Babalola and some other judges and judiciary and lawyers. So, Are Babalola took his case on his own.
Okay.
I mean, independent of the others. So, and I think there's one in Ibadan too. So, I mean, it behoves.
And the guy happens to be one of the strong counsel in Afe Babalola's
chambers. So,
okay.
But I think Afe Babalola might prevail on the second one.
Okay.
To also withdraw. But for the one in, I think there is one in Abuja. So that one, I think is another kettle of fish. So, but the biggest one is that of Afe Babalola. And I was trying to remember the name of the chairman of the Traditional Council in Ekiti State.
Okay.
It's the Olojudo of Ido, who was Ido Ekiti, who was also there, and also the Ugoga of Ikere and the lawyer of Oye. Very powerful, first-class traditional rulers in Ekiti State. I mean, they followed Ooni of Ife, who led the delegation. It started around 10:30 thereabouts, and were there till about 2 a.m. On Sunday stroke Monday morning. So
now back to what I asked him. Peradventure, Dele Faritimi decides to stick to his guns. That hey, there's still some issues that needs to be addressed, fundamental human rights. And how do you see this? You know, how do you see this happening after?
Shegun, Dele Faritimi is a Yoruba man.
Yes.
Afe Babalola is above 90. The Ooni of Ife went there with some traditional rulers to plead with him. I doubt if Dele Faritimi, with all his activism and civil society, whatever, would want to say, no, I will have to continue with this case. I don't think so. Because most of the lawyers, too, are also subjects of these traditional laws. So they will advise him appropriately. I don't see him doing that. No, I don't even think it's something we should discuss.
Okay, now that the chief complainant has now withdrawn the case, but should Dele Faritimi now maybe probably apologize, go and say no more? And also, what happens with the book still in circulation?
You know,
those are key.
You know, this case is still in court.
Exactly.
So I think we need to be mindful of
before we are summoned.
Before we are summoned. And also, the chief complainant, I mean, Chief Afe Babalola, is saying, I'm dropping charges. So, except somebody will now go and tell Faritimi, say, no, now go and start realizing this book, or I mean,
but should he apologize?
He's the defendant.
Yes, I think.
Should he apologize? Though?
Well, see, I think he should apologize, but then it is left to him to want to apologize, and I believe he should apologize because because you know, like I said, we have not really seen the conditions.
Okay.
I mean, because Afe said he will direct his lawyers to withdraw. So it is in the withdrawal that we will now see what, I mean, we can't just say withdraw like that. I mean, there are some issues.
Processes.
So maybe he will now issue an apology or write another book because, remember.
What did he write another book?
Remember somebody wrote, I think Obasanjo wrote My Wash.
Okay, My Wash.
Somebody.
That's Yinka Odumaki.
Yeah, God bless you. Yinka Odumaki wrote Washing the Washer.
But the very seriously, what I think he's doing is